take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, sweep 23 wide stick on one. Ready, Biller, for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 yes. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here, and try to run this play in the alley.
We got exactly what we got to do. All right, that's all the ball down to. Let's go out and kick the tape. All right? 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. You got to sit down now and make the play.
Be right all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, B hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armin Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Good morning, early risers, insomniacs, sociopaths waiting for the health club to open, and friends of the huddle. Hello, friends. I'm Drew. Billy Schmid is at his post.
Oh, beautiful day to be able to utter those words, Drew.
Yeah, and who's that guy behind the glass? Who's that guy getting ready to shepherd us through the next 3 hours? The guy who provides our baseball reports. That's Hunter Baumgart.
Yes, you guys have had this. Who's going to come in and produce today? All right.
Who
Who's
drew the
behind door
short
number
straw
2?
to work with Billy and Drew today?
Yeah, no kidding. And we appreciate your short tour of duty here this week, Hunter.
Yes,
But listen, as the chairs move around, as Armin apparently, and we finally got some conversation with him yesterday, hits the craps table once again.
Okay.
Hits the craps table once again out in Las Vegas. It has been all hands on deck. So we appreciate you walking in here on this national semifinal Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, heck yeah, it is. Frozen 4 time.
That's right. Frozen 4 time. Let's get it. Badgers, like today, we've got the Masters, which is, so relaxing. And
Tradition
you
unlike
put it
any.
on and just watch that greenery. And then you go to the ice, the vulcanized rubber puck going 100 miles an hour. Guys skating their asses off, playing like their lives depended on it. It's going to be a great little doubleheader, which is going to be a great day of watching TV. I'm setting the bar high for today because yesterday, given our schedule where we're off at 8 a.m., I thought, this is great. Getting to watch the Brewers and the Red Sox in the series finale. And that was a snoozer.
Yeah, that quickly puts you to bed, maybe more than even the 14th and 15th greens.
Brewers had 4 hits and a whole lot of nothing on offense. They get shut out, lose the first series of the season. It's no great calamity. They just got to sit with it until 6:40 first pitch Friday night at AmFam when they take on Washington. But that was a deflating afternoon. And it's not, again, nothing against the Brewers, but there's no I in team, but media starts with me. I had planned to be entertained by that game, and it's like, well, this sucks. I'm going to go find something else to do.
Yeah, it was quickly a pivot to what on earth can we find to clean out in the garage because it's going to be at least tolerable, and I'm not going to miss anything that's rolling on here. Man, Sonny Gray had it absolutely rolling yesterday, and there have been a number of different outcomes in Sonny Gray starts against the Brewers. I feel like we've obviously seen what we saw yesterday. We've seen the Brewers hammer him a few times, so like it was very much a mixed bag. But Drew, it did quickly. I saw the video. I saw the visual. I wasn't watching with the sound on when apparently they said on MLB Central, looks beautiful in Boston, but it's 8 degrees. A little hyperbolic.
Yeah,
I think it was 42. But dang, when you're playing in the climate-controlled venue of American Family Field, coming out of 6 weeks in Arizona where it was historically hot, yeah, it's not too surprising to me that gripping the bat was a little bit different in those almost frigid temperatures that they were playing over the last couple of days.
A little bit, yeah. It's like that was welcome to Boston. Boston's one of those markets where they actually have spring. You can actually
you'll hit a bunch of different seasons.
Didn't
for
feel
sure.
like that,
not just all in one day here
for the Brew Crew. Yes, so the Brewers are off. That's okay. And then today we bounce back. We got the Frozen 4, Badgers, North Dakota, 4:00 face-off. Sweet for those
that's
of us
what
with
we're
early
talking about.
bedtimes.
Yes.
That is a spectacular to me. That's primetime viewing, 4:00.
It really is. Well, it's also, I mean, with the game being
we're the
in
kings
Vegas,
of the early bird around here.
100%. We're in the senior specials, and we can't open those things up early enough. But in Vegas, I think it's also one of the better start times that you could have, Drew, because you got the entire night ahead of you after you walk out of there mid-afternoon.
Yeah, you go to if you go to the double dip, you're going to be, you're right. You're spitting out when
spit
it's
out
time
there
to
at
go
8, 9 o'clock,
started.
get ready to rock
That's
and
the
roll.
time you go to eat, but to get your evening rolling.
100%. That's perfect time for the patrons, and also a beautiful time for. I should have done more understanding. No longer the Fighting Sioux.
No longer. No.
But it won't hit. It definitely hits similar because as the great rivalries that nobody thinks about anymore in college sports, man, North Dakota hockey against Wisconsin is right there near the top.
Absolutely.
Of the two brands and the two logos that you're still going to love to be able to see go back and forth.
If you're of a certain vintage, that means if you're old like me, when growing up, you had to. It was like channel 10 and 36 were your go-tos for Badger sports when not every game was on TV, and you'd watch it at like 10:30 on Saturday nights. You would watch the rebroadcast of that afternoon's Badger game, and Badger hockey was on as well, and you could watch that on the public TV, and it was always awesome. And it seemed like they were always playing North Dakota, and they were always getting into it, and they're always scrapping.
They were always getting after it. It was either North Dakota or St. Cloud State, and you're like, oh my God. All these teams up in the Midwest, this WCHA is just dominating. And now that turns into a little bit of the Big Ten hockey. So I'm excited to witness that here today. But it is also Milwaukee baseball tonight day. And from the things
How about Hunter doing the double dip? He's got the double header of a split double header for Hunter.
Well, so here's the accommodation of the split double header today. We've got, because the Frozen Four is going to be live on Fox Sports 920 in Milwaukee, we're going to do a podcast version. So that's going to drop around noon today. It'll drop on YouTube.
Oh my gosh.
It'll drop on baseball pregame show on the iHeartRadio app under that. So you'll get a podcast version of Milwaukee baseball tonight.
So that means Hunter doesn't have to be here.
Correct.
Live.
Well, but
so that works out well.
And selfishly, that might be the best news that I've ever gotten, because that means that you, Hunter Baumgart, I don't know that you understand this.
Oh boy.
You just got put on nap duty.
Okay.
Let's go, Hunter. All right. Thank you.
I'm honored.
Because once Hunter pops onto that radio show and on the Milwaukee Baseball Tonight, or the leadoff show, the pregame show.
Yeah.
Babysitter at Castle Schmid.
That is awesome. The best sound machine you're going to find.
That's amazing.
Because we're also trying to get a little bit of information in here while we rest. We can't just be taking 100% off.
And then Carson asks, "Daddy, can you be on that show with Hunter?"
Not good enough, buddy.
Hunter's a celebrity,
right?
You're in Carson's eyes.
That's TV guy.
Yeah, you're a TV guy.
Yeah,
and and he's just like, "Hey, Dad, why don't you do something like he does? Why don't you?"
Why isn't your show on when people
are you on?
The funnier one is on one of the TVs in the living room. Yeah, one of them. There is the direct to the iHeartRadio app on your TV, which you can also we say you can watch us on YouTube on your smart TV. A lot of times you can find us on the iHeart streaming service as well. They have an app on a lot of smart TVs. So that pops up, and immediately goes, "You're going to listen to Daddy?" No. V100, right? Like he's like, let's turn this thing up and let's have ourselves an absolute party here on a Tuesday afternoon. We'll put Daddy away for the morning and let's go have some fun with
He's
T-Pain.
not searching the Huddle on the iHeartRadio app?
He's got it on the presets, right? So it's down there. It's close enough where you can find it. But yeah, he's cranking up the tunes, and he said, "Yeah, Dad, I need to hear some Roddy Ricch before I need to hear you here at 11 a.m.
We should get him using the talkback mic, because I feel like he could be pretty good at that.
There might be something in the works. I'm trying to scheme up how we could make that into a little bit of a. Here we go. It's already at 5:09 or 5:10. I'm talking about being able to find some advantage with my kid. Maybe there's a pick segment that could be done with that talkback app coming up later into the year. Maybe we could find a little bit of a pick segment.
There you go.
Carson could figure it out. I bet Lena would be very, very good at figuring it out. Maybe we get a Sarian against Sarian, Schmidt against Schmidt.
I like this.
V. Olsen into a pick segment.
I like the Huddle.
We can find that into.
Yeah. I'll let my dog make my picks. I'll just put down some food, some chicken here, and some beef here. And
thing is, you better put that up on TikTok, because you're going to have 50,000 views.
Yeah, people gobble that up.
Instantly, that's going to become a channel.
That's true. Hit us up, 877-794-1973. This is one of those days, and driving in, you roll down the window, smack yourself in the face. It's like tired impaired.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
I don't drive impaired anymore. I did in my misspent youth, but I don't anymore. And today was like as close as you get. Like reflexes are down. You're like, oh man, like what can you do until I get here and get my energy drink in me and get energized by talking to you guys?
So it's that barrel, not the orange barrels that kind of will slap you awake into senses. But it really does, because all of a sudden, I mean, God bless the beautiful creatures that we have near the megaplex here. But there is one young Bambi that is just chilling out there right near the entrance, and I'm like, man, you are this early in the morning, you are playing with fire, and that can burn you at any time. I would definitely back up off of the pavement, because it is it's a tough moment when you realize that it's darker here than it is on your tires.
All right, so I didn't have this on the bingo card going into today, and I didn't watch a lot yesterday of the Masters par 3. Yesterday's it's par 3 day, and it's Champions Dinner, which we can talk about, because that's always fun to kick around. What would you have for your Champions Dinner, right? What's on your menu? You get to pick. But ESPN. ESPN. I didn't have it on my bingo card that a lot of the golf purists, the nerds, were going to be pissed about Jason Kelce cavorting around in a caddy uniform and
they'll find a way,
dominating like the airwaves and the broadcast and ESPNing the Masters.
Yeah, and Drew, I'm a Kelce fan. I don't know that I'm a Kelce stan. I heard him though on with the McAfee guys before the whole event transpired, and he's like, "No, I'm just gonna be here, a little fly on the wall, hanging out, fly on the wall."
Yeah.
That's a big damn fly. Because
I don't know if Jason Kelce could be a fly.
I don't know that it was fly on the wall, and definitely when Disney is producing it, I don't think that his microphone is going to be off that much to just be a fly on the wall. But leave it to a Bert Kreischer potential sighting. Like, you're going to find ways for them to get their fingerprints on this, and they had the patrons and the purists very upset yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, when you're on the grounds of the Masters, no cell phones, no running, right? Just decorum,
all
90 years of history. We will snatch your
snapped.
badge away and send you out of these. We'll kick you out of heaven if you misbehave at all. And then they're clowning it up and yucking it up. And social media was probably more fun to watch than the actual telecast. And I'm not going to get mad about this, because ESPN is it's the
what does the E stand for?
ESPN Entertainment. It's the human centipede of self-promotion.
It's fair.
Right? Everything they do is to promote other stuff, and it's like let's have our experts on and let's promote this and let's promote this. And like, I get it, right? And Jason Kelce's a star, but people were coming around and they were getting savage on social media about it. Some of the tweets, the X's. This is so stupid. This idiot does not belong at Augusta or any place near the Masters. What a bad decision. Terrible disaster for Kelce being at Augusta. All right, well, terrible disaster. Is it that big a deal?
I was going to say, I didn't realize it was a calamity of sports media.
If you're going to clown it up, the TGL, the simulator league or whatever, like that'd be a good spot. But he was just on that a couple weeks ago. And some people that was like the test
soft launch.
Yeah. It was the soft launch. And then someone said, ESPN should do an alternative stream where you don't have to see Jason Kelce, and that thing would do huge numbers.
Yeah, that main broadcast would do probably a lot, potentially a little bit.
Then there's
bigger.
this admonition from we like it. Our Department of Corrections, NicoletLaw.com talking text line, 877-794-1973. You can call us out on our BS. You can check us, just keep us honest. Then there's a guy that said, Dear ESPN, we do not want Jason Kelce shoved down our throats. Thank you.
They want him though. Everybody wanted him in the race to hiring the next big thing in sports media. And when they paid him that kind of money, they're going to throw him on there.
He's a likable guy. He's got some pedigree. He's got some skills and stuff, but it almost seems like they're forcing him into, like, we want you to be McAfee light. We want you to be Pat McAfee. Like, take your shirt off and be a clown for us. It's like, that's not his gig. And it seems forced.
Well, and I had thought when it was the par 3 contest, it would be a little bit more of, because the other thing, like, Kelce's jumping around out of the suite, getting the girl for the picture with Taylor Swift and all that. He's also got 4 kids and a pretty cool father that would be there. I thought they were leaning in more of the family atmosphere of it with the par 3 contest, let alone, again, This is the par 3 contest.
I
mean, we can clutch our pearls for a lot of things. If we're going to be upset about the practice round, then I think we're already waiting to be upset about whatever they would put out there. Just wait for Amazon Prime, because doesn't Prime get rounds here in the next day or so? I've seen 5 different logos underneath the advertisements for where these rights are going to be.
Exactly.
So everybody's going to try to do a little something different. And it was on Wednesday, right?
Another tweet. Masters fans are united on one thing. They're sick of the Kelsey brothers. Read these comments. It's crazy. 99% against, which makes me wonder, who exactly is asking for this? What demo wants to see a Kelsey brother in every single thing that's on TV? There must be another world somewhere.
Well, and I think, Drew, would this be fair to say? It's the people that don't watch golf that they wanted to be thinking they're going to be watching golf.
Exactly. That's, trying to lure football fans over, I guess. Or Taylor Swifties.
I was going to say maybe like the Swifties, like if that ends up being, I don't think they're watching golf, right? Like I get why you take the swing.
Well, and that's the thing is, like,
you don't want to watch it on a Wednesday.
People who are hard down, and in trying to expand your general audience, which is the goal of most media, you piss off the core audience. It's a little bit like this band is now popular. I liked them when they were touring in a van, and now they've sold out totally, and this sucks. Well, okay, but in some cases, but in this case, it is like a departure. It is like the Masters. What we love about the Masters is that the gallery and stuff. It's not, it's not the same as the Phoenix Open. Right. It has that. It's popular because it's exclusive, and I fantasize about being there as a patron and seeing and walking around there and the low price concessions and the whole everything about it. It's just the steeped in history, and they're trying to drag more people and more eyeballs to an event that doesn't need a lot of hype and a lot of extra.
Sure, I get that.
Bells and whistles, because it's a great event. Anyway, another tweet. This one's great. ESPN used to be Stuart Scott, Chris Berman, Rich Eisen, and so many others that built their careers on charisma and talent. Now they force this crap down people's throats. It's not even remotely entertaining. I wouldn't be surprised if the Masters haven't already made the phone call to make sure that this never happens again. Now,
there's an interesting one.
Jason Kelsey and another guy who's overexposed. Let's get Kevin Hart involved, because he doesn't get enough run, and people aren't sick of his.
I was surprised The Rock wasn't there.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, if you're going to go through the list of everybody that would be there, well, Theo Vaughn, right? I mean, we got to find a way to maybe Nikki Glaser gets in there. Now, if it was a Netflix deal, all of them would be a part of it. I just I struggle to get that mad about it. But Drew, I think the thing is that you just hit on, I want to go. Why do these guys get to go? Why do they get to go doing something different and stranger and not what I'm used to? Also, again, during the practice round. But everybody apparently wants to get a little bit of that WM, that Waste Management Open, or maybe a little bit more live style, a little bit more fun. I think it's hilarious to see those two worlds colliding, because that E and entertainment in ESPN is only getting bigger. If you watch them daily, you've seen a lot more of this problem, or this seep into.
That's right.
It's from Stephen A. Like, I mean, you see this every single day.
So Bryson DeChambeau has Kevin Hart caddy for him, right? And the tweets were like, please make it stop. Don't make me hate the Masters, please.
Again, it's the par 3 contest. Like, that's what that's for.
It's
like,
not
it's
sacred.
entertainment.
It's supposed to be fun, but the fun used to be like, I'm going to let my kid hit this.
Have my kid.
Sure, and there still is that. They're playing highlights of that right now. So that's still part of it.
But then here's the dagger too. Bryson DeChambeau bringing in an unpopular comedic actor to the par 3 contest over friends and family is the most on-brand thing I've ever seen.
You had to get the YouTube clicks. Had to get some YouTube clicks.
That's what he's going for. He was aura farming.
Well, and that's where I wonder, Drew, how much they've allowed also these different groups and entities to be doing their stuff, right? Like, because they wouldn't even let one of the ESPN reporters, Schleybaugh, I might be mispronouncing his name, golf writer, on the grounds doing the hit with McAfee, to like, I can't imagine that we're not going to see Jason Kelsey doing an episode of the Kelsey Brothers podcast there, or Bryson DeChambeau not being able to use some of that on his own personal page. Like, that licensing is hilarious to see how different it is from a tournament 4 years ago. And again, this is maybe where the pearls get clutched even more, that had their own streaming service, so you didn't get anything cluttered into the production of their tournament. Then they're like, wait a second, we can make how much money?
Well,
all right. Yeah. The tradition, we're going to hold on to a lot of traditions, but we definitely want those dollar signs around here too.
When it comes to ESPN and tangling with established sports, iconic franchises, I just refer you to Inside the NBA.
Yeah, 100%. What they gutted that show.
That show is like, that's might as well just not even do it now.
No, and
might as well just stop.
Well, they don't. Like they almost barely do. And I was into the other sports media beef, and ESPN luckily got out of, well, maybe luckily. It's all alleged. Out of the Diana Rossini business. But I was sucked into all of the Page Sixness that I missed a decent amount of this. I love that sports media, Drew, though, is now a tabloid. Did you think you would live a day in your journalistic life that all of a sudden you'd have Soap Operas Digest, People Magazine, and damn it, they could put an Andrew Marchand tabloid right there into the newsstand at the grocery store, and I think people would be buying it.
It is we're in a weird soup where these people have become like their own stars of their own. Like, it used to be you just reported and you saw a byline, but you never saw a picture. You didn't know what anybody looked like, and that was a little bit of anonymity. And you were, as a reporter, you were just a fly on the wall. Now it's like, you're a reporter. Well, what's your personal brand? Yeah, what are you doing on social media? Like, why? That. I don't know that the journalism part is enhanced by that approach. And
definitely the Big J part of it's not
at all. And it's,
it's a different world. It's a different world
we're living
in
than what I grew up in. It's like, it's like when I came up in the business, we were still doing horse and buggies, and now we're driving, Tesla,
they're getting some Teslas and
trucks,
flying machines. Yeah.
Cyber trucks.
It's changing up a bit. It's shifted. It is. I was dialed in though on all of the different media outlets trying to figure out how they were reporting this Vrabel.
We'll talk more about that.
Phenomenal yesterday.
It has been instructive.
Everything other than the sports yesterday was very entertaining.
It's true. Yeah, right. Let's hope to change that today. Hunter Baumgart is in the chair today. He's our Brewers guy. We'll have substantive Brewers discussion before we get out today. We got Dolph rolling in for our halftime report. We're going to power through this Thursday. It feels like a Wednesday, but we're going to power through this Thursday. Weather is nice outside, feeling a hint of spring, and we are going to make it happen for you today. You're in the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. We are huddled up on a Thursday. Drew, Billy, Hunter Baumgart in for Armin. It takes a village when the Armenian takes off.
Yeah, it does.
He's out in the desert hanging out. Is he doing the full week, or is he coming back home and having a little staycation on the back end? He and Lara went there.
They went on
dropped the kid
Monday.
off. I think they're still there. Like,
I know they didn't leave yesterday, and if he would have been leaving this morning, he would not have been Snapchatting me as late into the night. So he's still onto the Snapchat.
So the thing is with Armin, for most, that just goes to show you that Armin's, his wonderment and his love of Vegas, he can spend a whole week there. Me, I mean, I know they got those IV trucks and stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, 3 days, 4 days, 3 nights. I'm tapped. I'm done. I got nothing left. I don't have the stamina of a young man anymore.
I'm like a kid in an amusement park or like a Disney. Like I need to build in one buffer day, right? There needs to be one day where you find a way to escape a lot of the partying and shenanigans.
Hey, we're going to Hoover Dam today.
Bit of a reprieve. Yeah, I might not go that far, but I'll definitely I'm gonna do some observation deck, right? I'm gonna do a little
that's why
little walking.
The pool days are great just to crash and gather yourself and maybe have a cocktail or two to help you nap by the pool.
Yes, just
of course,
a little
the scenery's
bit
so good at the pools that you don't want
hard to close those eyes. Yeah, you're right. No doubt about that.
Miss anything. 877-794-1973. Bucks lost to the Pistons last night. They got drubbed again. And all we have left now is the final home game coming up tomorrow night. And,
it comes to a merciful end.
And then it comes to a merciful end, but we have to see whether the Bucks cave and let Giannis play with his brothers, at least for a little bit. I start him and then get him out.
Get him out early. See, now the only thing is
start all 3 of them.
And I wonder
them all go through the and get that highlight, right?
Mm-hmm. Dap each other up during the celebration, have Eric Jensen give off the names. I love that deal. I would wonder if the last 2 weeks have harmed their ability to do that. Right? Like would it be an admission of guilt and look into the NBA of like, all right, now the investigation is a little different. So I almost wonder if it wouldn't have been, and then if we wouldn't have seen the big stink over the last 2 weeks in the investigations, if that could have been their plan.
And the cynic in me says if they do it, they should just bring it as a surprise. Otherwise, it looks like you're trying to sell those last few tickets to the game.
Oh, absolutely. We're trying to.
Attendance. Because, they've never done that. Oh, Giannis is back. Like, definitely back. They've never. It's like, oh, there he is.
Yeah, they have not said it until day of game.
Yeah, you just don't know. Like, when he popped back, didn't he come back for a Boston game or wasn't it?
Against Boston, and it broke earlier in the morning. You're right.
Yeah, so it's like it should be that way.
Well, and I thought potentially they were setting it up to announce last night when in the conversation with Eric Name and Jim Ozarski, John Horst had said, I'll know a lot more on Wednesday to his availability going forward on Friday. I kind of thought that was a loose tease of stay close on Wednesday night, and then maybe we let Doc tell you that on Friday we're going to be able to suit up Giannis and he's going to go out there. Or maybe he just says, you know what? I'm not going to put on my sweet Antetokounmpo's gear and my Atlanta Braves hat that he was rocking last night. And I'm just going to throw on my warm-up with my jersey on underneath and dare you to not let me walk over there.
Be pretty wild.
That would be hilarious. Like I think that would raise the tension to another level. If you really want the drama and you really think that it's going to have to get dicey, that would be a way that he turns the temperature up. I don't think he hasn't shown that he wants to do that or is ready to go to that length of it. But I wouldn't be surprised if somebody tells him that that's going to be your easiest way to rattle some cages and get some eyes.
Which relationship arc is more interesting to you, Vrabel Rossini or Bucks Giannis? Because as far as I know, neither the Bucks nor Giannis have hired a private investigator with a telephoto lens to take photos, right? Because I saw
those are pretty dang good photos, aren't they, Drew? You start thinking back to it. I don't know. I know iPhone 15s are pretty good. I don't think they got that kind of
zoom,
resin zoom.
And now stuff like this in LA, guys make a living with this, but I don't know that the paparazzi stakes out Sedona. So it makes you think someone was working, getting these photos, and then like sold them to the Poster, or it was a message has been sent.
And I'm excited to figure out who, because that's good.
Which spouse had the suspicions and. I don't know.
Or was it, I don't know, maybe another media outlet that got wind of it and said, maybe we try to crater this thing for The Athletic?
And again, I'm not sitting in judgment, and it could have been totally innocent. It's bad optics, as we like to say in the industry.
The interlocking fingers makes me feel struggle to see it as a possibility.
Yeah, of all your platonic friends and stuff, that is weird. And then
that's how you and I drive home from Packers OT, right?
Exactly. And then someone said, in order to get to the rooftop, the only access to that rooftop area that they were at was through the bedroom of the unit. And it's like, oh, well, okay. I don't know.
In a 2-person bungalow that costs $2,100 a night.
And it's a thorny thing. And the thing is, like, even if Diana Rossini did nothing wrong, her reputation has been impugned. And she's now in some ways damaged by this scandal. Even if it was totally innocent, it's hard, she's taking shots to the hull here of her integrity and her reporting, particularly when it comes to AJ Brown and those rumors. And
for sure.
Everything that she's, done, that people are going to go unearth stuff. And did she favor the Titans when Vrabel was there? Did she
I was going to say, and
relationship with him when he played? Like, I don't know.
I should have seen more and should have done more digging on it of what she had said about Stephon Diggs in the reporting that was going on this year. And maybe the conversation that she was able to have during the lead up to the Super Bowl. You also found or could sense that there were some people in Nashville that were really enjoying the conversation yesterday. That made me start to think, oh, there's been some smoke about this potentially for quite some time.
You saw some Kermit the Frog memes?
I saw a lot, and I saw certain people that used to work at different radio outlets. Now they got their podcast being like, if I was there and somebody told me they were walking in, you're gonna have 24 hours to get your story straight. And I'm interested to know when the Post, obviously March 28th. They had this stuff for a week or so. They would have gotten them together. And this is where I really started to enjoy the reading yesterday, because I read way too much of it yesterday. I may have read more yesterday on page 6 than I have of any magazine that there's been in quite some time. I was really, really enjoying it. Back into the Bachelor versions here, Hunter. Sure. It felt that way. That the amount of interactions or things that have gotten questioned by Diana Rossini, I don't know that there's been anything more than she had just bashed her poor husband on a microphone a bunch of different times. Again, it's the what do you give yourself in the terms of social grace category. And when something flares up like this and you've said enough things into a microphone, they're good stories. They're funny until all of a sudden the shoe's on the other foot and she was getting everything thrown back at her.
And the thing that gives me pause is that been in this business a long time, worked alongside and against many females, and they have it tougher. They do. There's no in a male dominated world and stuff now. And man, I've seen so many women that I know where they have to have their guard up. Players, GMs. We've seen famous cases of GMs being fired for lewd suggestions and.
100%.
I've heard firsthand like horror stories from women, players sliding in the DMs, players in the locker rooms making comments. It's just sports media isn't all it's cracked up to be, but from that side of it, it can be even harder, right?
Really
and
really
so
tough, yes.
What they're up against, there's one woman that I know that from my beat writing days and stuff who wrote an essay in the New York Times that she was raped by a player who had invited her to his hotel room for an interview. And she's like, oh, what was I thinking going there? It's a lot like the Weinstein thing, it was just a creepy thing. And she wrote that out. It was Kathleen O'Brien. She wrote the essay, and it was just chilling and just made you sick. Right. So there's that side of it. And then for everyone where there is this relationship, it damages the whole, because already
it sets it back, no doubt about
it. So many knuckle draggers see women work in the business. Oh, she's sleeping with players to get stories. Like that ain't how it works, right? But
this will make it difficult for people that are doing it the right and proper way.
It gives them ammo for and that's the outlier. Like most of them are like incredibly, because I've had conversations with Lori Nickel and just other people that I've worked with, and it's just the stuff they have to deal with is crazy.
Yeah, it's different level. And Drew, I kind of refrained from it immediately when I heard people say, oh, this sets back women in sports journalism 20 years. I'm like, okay, let's pump the brakes here.
Yeah.
However, from the people that want there to be a little bit of sensationalism, a little bit of intrigue and drama that way, it adds fuel and stokes something to a fire that otherwise didn't get oxygen. And that's the tough one for the people that are doing it right. On the list of the people I felt the worst for, it was Diana Rossini's husband and her two young boys for once they end up reading this story in 10 years because the internet's going to be on there forever.
Mm-hmm.
And then next up was all the women in sports journalism that get side eyes for being on television, and when a lot of it is extremely unjust and doesn't make a whole lot of sense, because this will add into all of the doubts that some people want to have and will have for it. And for somebody that has gotten to right near the top of the totem pole in sports media, when you're covering the NFL and you're getting scoops like this, there's not a whole lot of better spots from the reporting angle that you can get. You can get into a lot more real stories, really telling stories. But from just I get to pump out a tweet, and if I'm first, I win. She was right there getting close to the Schefters and Rappaports. And now it's going to be hard to see it adjust back to where she was at. Also, the Scoop City podcast that everybody was listening to, I think everybody was listening to that podcast, has mysteriously gone away. There hadn't been a new video in quite some time. They sent, I believe, her out to the owners' meetings. Well, she was there a little bit before too. And out to the combine and everything. There's not been a video, I think, since the playoffs. So again, maybe there was some smoke. Maybe there was something to it. The Athletic has said she's a great reporter. We're backing her. We're all good with this. But we'll see how this continues to churn, because the internet's doing its thing, Drew. And it's finding any single possible little breadcrumb between those two that you can find. And
the rumors going back to the Commanders front office and Scott McLuhan, who started as a Packer scout.
Oh, and then there was there was one yesterday of a certain grouping of now head coaches in the NFL that were at one time working for the then Washington Redskins. So it was bubbling up yesterday. Good game of telephone on the Bird app yesterday. Which we appreciate when we're back into let's make a bunch of good jokes. Right. I appreciate the jokes that go on social media, because we are too. There's a lot of very, very heavy stuff on there, especially when your algorithm sees you watch one video for 12 seconds. It thinks, oh, you want to see a lot more of these. I got a lot more raw alerts that you're going to want to watch. No, I don't want to watch those.
No, thank you.
But when I get enough of the hilarious memes and Homer Simpson memes of Mike Vrabel right after the Super Bowl, just instead of a hedge rolling right into his bungalow. I enjoyed that one. AI was doing its thing last night. It was having some fun.
Well, fortunately, or maybe good or bad, we are 2 weeks today from the NFL draft.
Oh, that's fair.
And we're going to talk about this because we mentioned it. Maybe it's just the hangover of the draft being in Green Bay last year and us all remembering how awesome that was and how much the anticipation was. We were basically building up to it from the moment the Super Bowl ended till the draft. And now this year it's like, oh yeah, the draft. Packers have a first round pick. Wake me when we get to the middle of round 2.
I had to confirm it with another source, Drew. Like you said, your mom tells you love her. Yeah. You go and get it verified by 2 or 3 sources.
That's right.
I went and got our speculation, tried to get it verified yesterday. And I think I got it confirmed that it's not just us with a draft malaise as we're waiting to try to get there to the 2 weeks. It does not have nearly the kind of juice. And I got that confirmed pretty good yesterday.
Excellent. Yeah, because that's just the way it is. We've got Frozen 4 hockey today. We're going to hear from Mike Hastings and some of the players. Hunter, who got some sound to spin through.
Yeah, we do.
As we roll forward on the program.
Rivalry renewed, baby.
It's a free-flowing Thursday because we're a little punch drunk today. Feels like a Wednesday. We need another energy drink. Yeah, right, and you can be our lifeline, 877-794-1973 on the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. You are in the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Huddled up on a Thursday, Drew, Billy, and Hunter Baumgart sliding into the producer's chair for Armin Sarian, who was replaced by David Gasper earlier this week. Andrew Ludwig's had a hand when Armin was gone as well. Like I said, it takes a village.
Not just one person can fill the shoes of Armin Sarian.
A village, yes. 877-794-1973 is your ticket to the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. Appreciate all you, armchair program directors out there telling us you're sick of us talking about the Masters and you're sick of us talking about Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini. Sorry for the malpractice we've committed talking about the two biggest stories in sports today.
Because they're way too good.
Nothing. I mean, really.
No, instead, I think.
How dare you talk about what everybody's talking about in your industry, and then even the casuals are looking at this. Right?
Yeah, the page 6 stuff, everybody's getting that. I think my favorite text that we've gotten in here is from Tommy and Dallas, and he's spot on with it. When you dropped the in our conversation about ESPN and Jason Kelsey being a part of that part 3 yesterday, when you called it the human centipede of self-promotion, I did not give that the appropriate pop because I didn't want to know if that was something you've trademarked and I should have been familiar with your game on that. That was hilarious.
That was impromptu, but it kind of sums up my feeling about ESPN and the way it promotes everything.
Because you're not wrong. And I immediately...
all their shows, like even like Sports Center exists to promote Get Up, which exists to promote Sports Center, and it's all Stephen A.
Well, so, and now it's Dan Orlovsky saying that Ty Simpson's better than Fernando Mendoza. Like the only thing that was better for them of him being wrong is that he did it on a camera.
Yeah.
So now they can pump it for 4 weeks. And all I could think of when you said that was the South Park episode of the Human Centipede when they're saying, dang it, the Human Centipede, pardon me, as why can we not make it read? Why can we not make it funny? Like that's all of the ESPN execs wondering why yesterday. Why can we not make them like what we have here? We have Jason Kelsey. That's what everybody wants, right?
Our movie guy, Matt Miller, is our go-to guy for all things film. He likes horror movies. That's one of his genres, man. Me, not so much. I like the old.
I like to laugh.
Like Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like to laugh more than I like to be scared at movies. But that Human Centipede thing is one of the creepiest movies. Like, you're probably better off not Googling it if you're having your morning Kringle and
don't
coffee.
have that with the Cheerios now.
Yeah, you might not want to see what the premise of that movie is. It's pretty disgusting. So, but it just came to me. But it is funny, ESPN, like their programming exists to, how
you to watch more ESPN.
Yes, the industrial complex. Like Wendy talked about this rumor, and we're going to talk about it all day. And then that's their churn is reacting to the spark that they lit.
And then 3 months later, when it doesn't flare up, then it's the folks on ESPN complaining about the Giannis Milwaukee Bucks drama lasting too long. Well, you guys are the ones that flared up the conversation with Shams 18 months ago. So if you're upset about it, why don't you be upset with the producers that continue to throw it in front of everyone's face? Now there's actual comments to discuss. There's actual statements from him himself, the GM himself. And instead, we don't talk about those ones. We just talk about what our guys talk about.
What our guys have. Yeah. So, the Giannis situation, again, as we head towards what may or may not be his final home game at Fiserv Forum, his final appearance kind of with the Bucks. Is that coming up? It's Friday. Is that it? And should he play? If you're the GM, you're right, Billy. It's a thorny thing now because it'd be an admission of guilt.
Yeah, you might be walking yourself.
If he plays Friday, then do you play him? Do you have to play him Sunday in the finale? Do you have to in Philly? Do you have to,
Which if he wanted to play one last road game, I think he might enjoy that send off.
What's happening with the Bucks and this whole tanking thing is not dissimilar to back in the day when baseball teams could expand to 40 men.
Mm-hmm.
And you had, and the kind of unwritten arrangement was, if you're playing a team that is in the playoff hunt or has, I'm playing meaningful games trying to secure their place in the playoffs or win their division or something, you were supposed to play your best players, not play a bunch of guys with numbers in the 70s, like spring training 2 electric boogaloo. You were supposed to, in those games, like if you were playing somebody who else is headed for the lottery, go ahead.
Do what you want.
Or whatever. Like do what you want. But then the integrity of the schedule, and I think that's part of the problem with the NBA is the integrity of the schedule when you're doing it with an injury or we're doing it towards the end of the season. How do you reconcile that when guys are load managing in January?
Right. When it's across the league and it's across the entire 6 months, it's hard to be able to fully identify. But Drew, like in the NFL this year, when teams are figuring out we got 4 wins, and there's no way we're going to make it into the playoffs. I'm equating it almost to like when Burrow was debating if he was going to come back, and immediately the reaction was, Joe Burrow's an idiot. Why would he come back? Like, why would he come back? Well, he wants to play. The team is the one that should say that they don't want him to go, because it would be better off for everybody involved if you sat down and we figured out the best way to get the draft pick. The NFL is starting to figure it out, because you got to be able to hit on the draft picks to get good players. The NBA, it's the only way to build out your roster. Exactly. So they're right into the soup.
We're off and running with the Thursday edition. Hope you're having a great day. Let's get it started. We're an hour in the books, but we're going to get better as we roll along. Dolph will be here in about a half hour. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. The Brewers dropped the rubber game of their series against the Red Sox 5-0 at Fenway. The Crew just not very sharp overall.
Cold night. We weren't sharp defensively. We weren't sharp defensively. 3 or 4 plays that we didn't make ended up creating runs.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy, rookie Shane Drowan made his major league debut a forgettable one. He gives up 3 earned runs and walks 4 in 2 2/3 innings. The Crew off today. They'll welcome in Washington to American Family Field tomorrow night. One other Brewers note, former manager Davey Lopes has died at the age of 80. He had been suffering from Parkinson's for several years. To basketball, the Bucks have just 2 games left. Few will miss this team after another big loss last night, this time to the Pistons 137-111. Milwaukee just 31-49 on the season. Hour 2 of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras.
Take the cameras off the field, then there'll be no huddle.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on 1. Ready, Bill for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 jet. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red right 18 bob on 1. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We got exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all the good boy got to do. Let's go out and kick some tape. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Sit down now and make the play.
Be right all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, B hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armin Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Dominating a Thursday in the Good Lad, it's the Huddle. Fox Sports Radio 920. Milwaukee, 1070 in Madison, everywhere on the iHeartRadio app, streaming live for everybody who's awake at 6 a.m. on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Drew Olson, Bill Schmid. That guy over there is Hunter Baumgart. He is in for Armin Sarian today. We'll be talking some Brewers. Brewers lose, getaway day, Fenway Park, chilly Fenway Park, 5-0 yesterday. Shane Drowan didn't pitch horribly. First big league start against his former club.
Tough day to make your major league debut.
Cold and windy. A lot of opening days are like that.
Yeah.
He'll have better days, but it wasn't horrible.
Yeah, when you have double the walks than strikeouts, it's usually not going to probably go too well.
Brewers walked a lot of guys yesterday.
They did in the whole series.
I was going to say the series, it was the walks that ended up doing them in again.
Right, because those runs eventually scored. It did for all 3 runs on Tuesday night were the Miz walks. So, it's unfortunately the walks bit them in Boston.
Brewers will, they're off today. Will enter a series against the Nationals with an 8-4 record, tied for first place in the Central with the surprising Cincinnati Reds. Bob Nightingale pointing out there are more teams in the NL Central with winning records than the entire American League.
Oh, that's what I like to hear.
The Reds
dominating this interleague
Reds and
play.
Brewers are 8-4. Pirates and Cardinals are 7-5. In the American League, the Yankees are 8-3. The Guardians are 8-5. The Rangers are 7-5, and everybody else has a losing record or a 500 record.
The NL is 48-30 against the AL so far.
Yeah,
48-30.
Dominant.
Yeah. Well, it shows, better brand of baseball. And it's been that for way forever. But I did hear Passan yesterday say the NL Central is no longer Comedy Central, which I appreciate seeing. I appreciate the belief that there's like multiple teams that I don't know that there's multiple teams that can win it. Drew and I were talking about it yesterday, Hunter. Like, I might be a little bit higher on the Reds than others. Mm-hmm. They sneak into the playoffs when they win 83 games last year. Like they just got in. It's probably going to take 86 or 87 like it usually does to make the playoffs in the NL this year. But I don't think it's out of the question. Cubs are going to have to figure out what they got going on because they got a lot of problems in that rotation health-wise. But I could very much see 3 teams from the NL being in the mix and making the playoffs this year, just like you ended up seeing a year ago.
Right, exactly. That's what happened last year. for the Reds, I was kind of like, okay, I'll believe it when I see it. You saw it a little bit last year just because they did make the postseason, but their record wasn't great. And the Pirates continue to be an April team. So until they, are contending even in late May and Memorial Day when we do our first check, or Flag Day, right? Armin likes to check the standings.
Good call.
On
Yes, Flag Day.
Yeah. So let's take a look at where the Pirates are then. I know people are, Connor Griffin stealing the headlines and Skeens and everything, but at the end of the day, I don't think their roster necessarily holds up to some of the others in the NL Central. So, yeah, I do think it's mostly Cubs, Brewers, Reds as far as the NL Central and who could make the playoffs. But you could see three.
Yeah, you could.
At the risk of being, freezing cold taked, it's nice that the Pirates are like the fun new non-expansion team, right? Like now they're paying. Yes. They're paying the largest contract they've ever given out, $145 million. Hey, welcome to the big leagues. Come on now. Hey, welcome into the show. They offered Kyle Schwarber a contract this year, Drew. Like they offered him a deal. So they're now playing big league baseball. So I appreciate the fact that they're no longer just resting as the other team in the doormat of the Central. But I'm with you. I'm going to need to see a little bit more than just a couple of flashes in the pan.
If the Pirates were better, put them on the level, if they were like, I would say the Mets or the Yankees, but I'm just like, if the Pirates were better, Livy Dunn would be the Taylor Swift of MLB.
Ooh, true. You're not lying.
Because
they desperately want her to be available for them into the postseason.
Oh yeah,
like they are yearning, thirsting for that team.
What she's done all the way to the LSU days, but with her brand and her social, and she's now going to be in the Baywatch series and stuff. So. It's almost like if you're a conspiracy theorist, all these people, they want Giannis out of town. Like, where do they want Skeens to go so they can maximize that? It really doesn't matter anymore. But it's just that if the Pirates were good and a legit first place, like playoff, perennial playoff team, wow.
Yeah, she would be.
People would be like, Uncle, I'm sick of this already.
She would be on camera more than Taylor is during games, right? Now, not only just because there's more downtime, he's throwing 100 pitches and throwing heat.
That's right.
They're like, hold on, more heat section 210. Right? Like, let's go right over there to get more excitement. They then found that with young Connor Griffin. Now, my man's 19. He is apparently married.
I did not know that.
Lovely young woman.
Wow.
As he's an Arkansas boy, I believe. He's from down south.
That's right.
They flashed over to that club suite that they had on his first day. Immediately, it felt like that Pirates broadcast couldn't go back to that visual more. So if Major League Baseball is producing these games, which in a year and a half they're going to be producing everybody's games, probably. I'm with you on that. That there's a goal for more content, and she would be one of the crown jewels to it.
No doubt. You can get us on the NicoletLaw.com talk text line 877-794-1973. Get you in. If you heard Doug Russell's update, Davey Lopes passed yesterday. Dodgers legend, former Brewers manager, managed the Brewers in 2000, 2001, and for the first 15 games of 2002 when they were 3-12, when he was dismissed for Jerry Royster, his longtime buddy and bench coach. And the Brewers went on to lose 106 games that season. The Davey Lopes era spanned, the first years and
into the new ballpark,
into the new ballpark. Didn't work out. His overall record 144 and 195 and 1. Because the first game he managed was a tie. Opening day, the rain, it was tied. They'd played enough, and all the stats counted except it was a tie. So it was like one of those like rare baseball ties.
I feel like it's a bad omen if your coaching career starts with a
tie.
We
should have seen it as foreshadowing because that was the first game, and then when the All-Star game got to Milwaukee 2 years later, that was a tie.
It was also in a tie.
Also in a tie. Man. But yeah, Davey was he was beloved in the game. He was one of those like hard charging players and stuff. But when he got to Milwaukee, it didn't work out very well. He was a little bit prickly. I dealt with him on a daily basis. We had some.
Yeah, I was going to say
pretty infamous run-ins.
You're the one that saw him on a day in and day out basis. That job definitely wore on him, huh?
Yeah, and they weren't good, and he wasn't used to llosing. And after he left, he never got another managing job. He coached around
a lot of third base coaching, right?
I mean, there's a dude who
maybe.
I got to see when he started in the big leagues, but he's one of those guys. He was like a lifer. He was at the ballpark. He was in the big leagues for 40 some years, as a player and then as a coach and manager.
He started in the Dodgers organization back in 72.
So from
that's when he made his major league debut was in 72.
Big league debut in like 72. Part of those great, the
drafted in the 67 draft.
Incredible Dodgers infields when they had Ron Say and Bill Russell and Davey Lopes and Steve Garvey. It was like that. They were rock stars at that time. The Dodgers were a really good team back in those days. And so it didn't work out for him. We had some run-ins. I remember there was one memorable game early in his tenure in Montreal where I was in his office pregame and he started screaming at me for something I'd written. It was like his first week as a manager. He didn't like something I'd written. He's like, this is the way it's going to be. And
yikes.
MF and me. And he like got up and then I was standing by his desk and he's yelling at me. And then he just like got up and left to go get a sandwich or something. And I'm like, am I done here? Or is he going to come back and yell at me? Is he had to go to the bathroom? Like, what?
Can I leave yet? Did I get the bathroom pass?
How long so I stood there awkwardly for a couple of minutes that felt like an hour, and then I just like left and like, okay, he dumped his bucket and now we're back to being normal again. Yeah, and he was real combative and prickly in press conferences. It wasn't his best face of the franchise thing. Didn't go well, and they weren't good.
But they
have been better under him. Yeah, maybe 73 and 89 in his first year.
Could they have been? Is the
73, 89 and 1 his first year. The second year, 68 and 94.
First manager though of the team that I like cognitively remember being the intro guy. Like the first one that I remember going to games and hearing Davey Lopes as the manager of the Brewers, and obviously a very, very short one at that. But you start to wonder, Drew, and you start looking back at more of those teams. Now, sadly, you don't have to look back at it. You remember the roster because you were around it every day.
Oh yeah.
There's jobs that are set up that, somebody's going to have to do. Managing those teams, somebody was going to have to do it. I don't know anybody was going to have a whole lot of success, but you're right. When you set it up with that backdrop and that his way of approaching it now, it's a heck of a lot different dugout culture that you have with a lifer baseball guy like Murph nowadays that you have to have if you're going to be dealing with today's athlete.
The Brewers have had 20 managers, like even counting guys who did. Like Roy McMillan did 2 games in 1972.
Finished it up
1-1, right? 20 managers with records. Davey Lopes and Murph is obviously active, and so he's got the best, I think, winning percentage. But Davey Lopes is like 14th of the 20 with a .425 winning percentage.
Ooh.
And so he's not particularly remembered fondly in these parts. He's down there with like Renee Latchman, Alex Grammas, Dave Bristol, Joe Schultz, who managed that first year in Seattle. And then Jerry Royster took over that team, and it was just the lost summer. Jerry Royster piloted them to a 53 and 94 record en route to their only 100 loss season that year in 2002.
And Jerry Royster fell on the Doc Rivers saying,
right.
Like, this is going to be my last. This will be the way that we end up going.
Jerry. And it just didn't work out. And I didn't go have any animus. I don't think Davey was a particular, he wasn't exactly a member of the Drew Wilson fan club. He didn't like Hardecourt much either. All we did was report what was going on.
Yeah. All you had to do was watch the teams.
I saw him a couple times after his tenure here, and it was a little bit icy. It's like, well.
Sorry about it, man.
You weren't doing well. Your teams were not winning.
Can't think of anything I would do differently.
Right.
Well, right. It's like, oh, well.
Were you there?
Ivan.
Were you there when he got into the upset comments about Ricky Henderson? In 2001, Lopes was the target of controversy following regards he made about stolen base king Ricky Henderson after he stole second base with the Padres up 7 runs. Lopes said it was a violation of the unwritten rules against just showing up the opposing team. Lopes was quoted, "He was going on his ass. We were going to drill him." This is despite Henderson being removed as a pinch runner after the steal. Lopes said somebody might not be as lenient as I was and drill the hitter that's up next after him. The day after the Elias Sports Bureau produced a list of 7 times during Lopes' playing career, and he stole a base with his team leading up by 7 runs or more.
Yeah,
though they did the research.
There's
the
always
early
a
days
tweet.
of community notes.
There's always a tweet. Right? It just never fails. Yeah, and Davey, like, he had a staff. He had Dave Stewart, great baseball man, incredible pitcher, as his pitching coach. That didn't work out that great. Rod Carew was on that staff, like as a hitting coach, a Hall of Famer. It was kind of a weird, toxic. You talk about a toxic clubhouse. It was like It wasn't a great situation back then.
No, that was there's only so much that you can ultimately say. And you know what? That's why, as much as there's a lot of great stories in the book that you and Rock wrote, there's not a whole lot about that team.
No,
now that we've been getting into more and trying to expand the horizons of the nap time instead of in the story time instead of just Dr. Seuss books, I busted out the If These Walls Could Talk. Now, we got through about 3 paragraphs before it was like, this is a lot of words, Dad.
A lot of words.
There's not a lot of pictures, and I appreciate that we have one Robin Yount picture. Maybe let's get some more. There's not a whole lot of paragraphs about these teams.
No.
Rightfully so. There's not a whole lot in here. This might have been the Vaskersian section. That might be where you get into more broadcasting conversation.
Brewers, I knew things were going to be, we got off to a rocky start in spring training. I remember asking Davey, Brewers had a backup catcher named Tyler Houston. He's a catcher, third baseman, kind of a utility guy, but mostly at that point was a catcher. And then I remember just asking him, I'm like, it was towards the end of camp. And I asked her, Tyler Houston had caught somebody. I'm like, are you going to set up a rotation where he catches the same guy every time through the rotation? You know how that is? Oh, this guy catch. You do that sometimes with your backup catcher. Every time this guy starts, the backup plays, and a lot of times it's the day game, getaway game,
100%.
Game. I'm like, are you going to pair
specialized catcher
him with anybody so that? And he's just like, what are you, Tyler Houston's agent, trying to get him playing time? I'm like, no, I'm just asking because that seems like it's kind of standard practice now that you let the backup catcher develop rapport with one pitcher, and it's kind of a standard. He knows he's going to play that day, and it lets the other guy know that he's going to get a rest. And a lot of teams do that. And he's like, you look at our pitching staff. You think any of these guys deserve their own personal valet catcher? I'm like, I'm not saying that. I don't say deserve. I'm just asking if you're going to pair. And so he challenged the question again and threw it back at me. I'm like, look, I'm just a douchebag trying to fill a notebook for the day.
I'm asking you the question. You're the one that knows the team.
I don't have an angle here. I'm not Tyler Houston's agent, and I'm not trying to stump for any of these guys being good enough to have their own personal Eddie Perez, Greg Maddux catcher relationship. I'm just saying a lot of times people have done this in the past, and it's kind of standard practice in the industry. Will you do that? Or how do you decide when the guy plays? It's like, well, when I make out the lineup, I decide where he plays. All right, we're done here.
There we go. Thank you.
Wow. Okay.
There's the answer I got.
That was, So, when Murph does dorky stuff like making guys introduce themselves or does stuff like that, it's better than the alternative.
Oh, it's so much better. I love it.
Just like mining for that, just a little nugget. Like, look, we're all like the dog days of spring training. I'm just looking for a notebook item.
Well, and isn't
I'm asking, like, how's this going to shape out? How often is this guy going to play?
What a genuine difference that we've seen now into how it gets covered. Now, not only just because of, potential relationships that you have with different people that are reporting it, but you get to know so much more about the stories and the people because no longer, there still are certain guys. There absolutely, and maybe more of them in football than any. But Hunter, in baseball, it definitely appears more of like you understand now the conduit that the media a lot more is to the fans.
Yeah, like TMJ4 just did a story at Pat Murphy's wiffle ball yard or whatever, right? And I don't think Davey Lopes would have been welcoming a TV station to that. Like I think part of that is the times, but part of that is also the person. And Pat Murphy is unique in that way. There are levels to the amount that coaches and managers are going to give you. What I love about Pat Murphy is he respects the question you ask. And even if it's a question, and he'll be short sometimes, if you ask a question and his answer is less than 10 seconds long, you probably know that wasn't the best question. He doesn't want to talk about that, but he's not going to tell you that explicitly. You just know that that's the answer and you move on. But there's managers and coaches that go out of their way to show you that they're perturbed with you. And I just don't think that's, unless that reporter's violating continuously, I don't think it's necessarily necessary to do that.
Yep, I'm with you. 877-794-1973 gets you into the NicoletLaw.com talking text line.
So today is
it was a bigger story in Dodgerville than in Milwaukee.
Sure. Oh, for sure.
He spent many years with the Dodgers and is revered there. Whereas in Milwaukee, he was just here for a couple of years. They weren't very successful, and it's like he's basically like the Brewers' Lindy Infante.
How would you have liked to have to go and ask Davey Lopes a question on what he thought of the new City Connect uniforms that are dropping today at 9 a.m.?
Oh yeah, that's 9 a.m. today.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like that. How happy are you that that's not the story that you have to ask? Hey, what do you think about these 15 games that you're going to wear these new jerseys that resemble
Murph is
a
definitely
beautiful
going to be asked
sunset
that tomorrow.
Yeah.
That is going to be a question.
He's going to have something good for
He's
him.
He's gonna prepare something.
I know the reveal is today, but there's a good chance you've already seen it.
A good chance. Yeah.
So was the picture very flattering? That's what I want to know, because the picture that my man posted on the leak, it's a weird angle and the lighting's kind of off. I'm excited to see how it fully lays out.
Right. How does it look on Abner Uribe? How does it look on Christian Yelich? How does it look on Luis Rengifo? I think then we can understand.
Oh, okay. So somebody saw the video.
Well, there was a great tease
Good
yesterday
teaser
by the
when you
social
can,
media.
you can see Abner looking through and looking to the sunset.
Yes.
So I'm going to give it a chance.
Yes.
I'm going to give it a chance. And I'm actually going to go to the team store today to look at it in person.
Okay.
Right? Because I want to see what it actually looks like in person.
Yes.
I'm ready to be slightly disappointed.
Sure.
I think my favorite part is when it does say City Connect.
That's
the one part that's going to be difficult, because I don't know how much it's going to connect with a lot of the actual metropolitan part. Well, listen, we're the state's team.
Yeah,
and I'm down for the Brewers trying to build into and lay into a lot more guys of being Wisconsin's team, not only just Milwaukee's team, because we want everybody to cheer for the Brewers, just like we want everybody to cheer for the Bucks. We want everybody to cheer for the Badgers. We want to be the state's team.
But this is where I look, and kudos to the Timber Rattlers, Utter Tuggers, and to all the minor league teams that come up with these creative things, because ain't nobody I know says Wisco.
No one, not one, girl.
Maybe
not
outside
one.
of maybe
I don't know.
Maybe people who went to Wisconsin Lutheran, they might call it that.
That's what it is. Yeah, Wisconsin Lutheran High School and College. That's Wisco.
But other than that, that is not a thing.
It's the San Fran or the Frisco of Wisconsin. Now maybe Scotty would be one that you'd hear a lot more.
In San Francisco,
maybe?
No one says San Fran.
Not a single
says
person.
Frisco, and no one in Boston says Beantown ever.
Yeah, and
just don't.
I don't know anybody that's ever used Wisco, calling it Wisconsin in terms of Wisconsin.
Wisco.
But I'm excited for maybe the Brewers to make it a thing.
Well, they're going to try.
They're going to try
to make fetch happen. Let's go.
I'm proud of them for trying something. Let's go take a swing.
And
big swing.
But the name being a different colorway, and it looks orangey. It looks like a Mets alternate uniform.
It looks like a Mets
softball uniform.
The biggest one is I just don't want it to look blue and orange. Bears blue and orange.
Exactly. Not even Carol Pio's blue and orange.
Thank you, Drew. I mean, we could have figured this thing out. We could have Pio Pete on there.
There you go.
Could have been a lot better. I'm just saying next time, just let us look at it first before you give it to some random guy to tweet out.
I lost that part of fandom where I care that much about uniforms and stuff. Just don't.
No,
I don't. But I will say, the light blue, the powder blues that they've been wearing and stuff, you got to match the pants.
Thank you.
Yes. With the gray, it just doesn't hit, man. It's not a good look.
No, it's really not. And I want to be a fan of what the guys look like. Go all in, go full powder blue, and I don't know, maybe get a little magic out of it. Yeah. You watch the full powder blues. It helped the Phillies actually win a game against the Dodgers in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, true.
So maybe we do that, and then maybe we can maybe lose in 5 games. So you just got to build some of this stuff up to try to get yourself and manufacture some good wins and win.
When we come back, Scott Dolphin is going to join us from the country station down the hall. He's our halftime correspondent. We'll make our adjustments. We'll try to give him some good sound bites, because halftime, those walk-off interviews at halftime are hit and miss. Not Dolph. Never. He always hits. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. We are huddled up on a Thursday in the good land. Drew Olson, Bill Schmidt, Hunter's in for Armin today, and it's halftime of our show. We get Scott Dolphin from the country station on the hall. Hello, Dolph.
Hi, Drew.
I just watched the ceremonial first tee shots, and for all the backlash that the Masters got yesterday with the par 3 and Kelsey and Kevin Hart, and it's like, this isn't Augusta. We don't need this crap. Then there's that, and they go back. It's the 90th tournament, and they have the old guys hit the tee shots, and that's cool.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
awesome. The par 3 that's also been around a long time, right?
It has, yeah.
I know Darius Rucker is a big deal down in that part. He grew up in South Carolina, so I know he goes to Augusta a lot, and he's a big part of that par 3. But I kind of like it when the celebs get involved to see that a lot of times they're no better than us when it comes to golfing.
Yeah.
I lived in outside Monterey for a long time, so I'd always go to the AT&T Pro-Am, and there you get everybody that wants to play that thing, including some really bad golfers.
Oh yeah. And then
some people that really do believe that they're pretty solid, though.
People that shouldn't be playing Pebble Beach.
Yeah,
but
man.
some of those guys can really sling it at the stick, like Jack Wagner, the General Hospital guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's like a scratch.
Forever. I mean,
and the hockey guys. And
yeah. Grant Fuhrer was always a great golfer. In country music, we've always had some great. Vince Gill's a hell of a golfer. There's a lot of really good golfers, low handicappers.
Yeah. My pal, Ken Casey from Dropkick Murphys, takes his clubs on the road, and he's made it his mission to play every one of the Golf Digest top 100 courses, and he's at like 80.
Oh, that's impressive.
That is impressive.
He's chipped off a lot of them, man.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to play a lot to be that good, right?
Yeah, definitely. And that's conducive. But yeah, the Masters, I love watching on TV. It's just so soothing. It's a rite of spring for me.
It is, but you have to have that voice in the background, right? Vern Lundquist and Jim Nance, guys like that.
See, you hit it on the head. It
tinkling ivories.
Doesn't hit the same without Vern. Vern is one of the old voices that all different sporting events don't. And I love Brad Nessler on CBS Football, but nothing matched when Vern would be welcoming you in for Saturday afternoon.
It's true. A lot of those are the voices you grew up with, right?
Uncle Vern's to a different class.
For Drew and I, it was probably somebody different. I mean, Vern Lundquist was there when we were kids too, but
Pat Summerall.
Chris Schenkel, remember him?
Yeah.
He had one of those soothing voices. Jim McKay, the guy who did The Wide World of Sports, The Agony of Defeat, that guy. There's just been so many great sports broadcasters over the year.
We talk about the times they are a-changin', as was famously sung by that guy from Hibbing, Minnesota.
Yes.
This is the first Masters since 1994 with no Tiger and no Phil Mickelson.
Weird. Yeah, weird.
And you're looking at the NBA with when you don't have LeBron and Steph. You're like, I'm sick of those guys. That 6 years when they were playing each other in the finals every year. Now it's like, oh, this is different. Like, it's like we've lost that. And you talk about announcers being the change. Now, Scotty Scheffler, who is America's soccer dad.
Yeah.
Who's an assassin on the course. He is poised to do great things, but it's going to take an adjustment, isn't it? To get used to not having Phil and Tiger.
Like Bird and Magic, we wondered who was going to fill their shoes.
Yes.
And of course, Michael came along.
Jordan
I guess there's
along.
and the world of golf is in pretty damn good shape, I would say right now. It's become such an incredible, not that it hasn't always been a great international game, but now, I mean, I just love the rivalries and the Ryder Cup is next level.
Ryder
stuff like
Cup's
that.
great. Rory, you got this Live Tour cloud kind of.
That still gives a little bit of the rivalry feel to it. Yep.
Brandel Chambly had that great line yesterday. He's like, I don't care about the Live Tour. More people watch pickleball.
Well, yeah, because I mean, listen, I don't know anybody watches the CW, but you look at some of their events around the world at these places that otherwise the PGA Tour just wouldn't go to. They're having really, really good in stadium and on course attendance marks.
And you can wear shorts.
It's fascinating from that side.
You can wear your cargo shorts if you want, Billy.
You can. And Dolph, you can also, I'm excited to figure out how they go on with Live Golf once the Roman numeral of Live is no longer how many holes they play. Right? Like there's certain things that I'm excited to see. Maybe we get a PI to go and investigate those conversations.
I don't like watching a golf tournament where you can see interstate traffic or streets in the back. There's nobody standing there, so you're watching trucks and cars go by. I'm like, that's just a distraction to me. I'm easily distracted.
Might as well be playing it at Westmore Country.
Yeah, right. You hit over at New Berlin Hills.
There's anything wrong with Westmore.
No.
I was Drew and I kind of both agreed though that as much as we'll watch this weekend, this might beat all of the golf watching time spent watching
the rest of the year
that I'll have for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
probably watch more Masters than I will any other tournament combined.
Scotty
between here.
Scheffler touched on that yesterday. He said if you grew up a golf fan, or grew up a kid in America, that's the one. That's the one you want to play in, or that's the one as a fan you want to try to attend someday.
I might watch more of the Sunday Masters than I do every other tournament combined the rest of the year.
Yeah, even just Sunday.
Even
100%.
Sunday, because I'll be dialed in today.
I love the Masters probably, but British Open, or the Open Championship as they call it, it would probably be second on my list. I just love watching those guys struggle with the elements and those ancient courses that look like, the backside of the dark side of the moon sometimes.
Open Championship's good for us because we can have it on TV here.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that
we wake up early Saturday and Sunday anyway.
That might beat it this year just because of the awake hours of where we're going to be on for the viewing time.
That's so funny.
That's right.
I just love seeing them wearing, rain gear and deal with 40 knot winds.
Well, that's the other part here. Now I'm seeing 54 degrees. Now it looks like it's going to get hot throughout the weekend. It's going to be beautiful viewing there.
It's been really dry, so the course is going to be a bear again.
It is just like the enjoyment for me is always looking and saying, okay, so there is green somewhere.
Exactly.
It is nice somewhere. It is going to get nice here at some time. It's like a beautiful forecast into the future. All right, we're going to turn the corner because there's already greenery and trees buzzed all over the place.
It was weird for us. We drove to West Virginia last week, and there's green grass and bugs everywhere. I thought, I guess this is going to be coming our way in a couple of weeks.
We hope.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point because we want to be out on the water enjoying a beautiful Wisco sunset.
A Wisco day.
A beautiful Wisco day and a beautiful Wisco sunset out on those beautiful Wisco waters.
I'm playing golf tonight.
Ooh, okay.
Are you really?
Yeah, they're allowing carts now at a lot of Milwaukee County courses. So that's the thing for me and my guys.
That's your line in the sand?
If you can ride, we're there. If you can't ride, we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
I knew I loved you, golf.
And about half of
Thank
them, about half the Milwaukee County courses allow golf carts right now. And then about half
only,
don't.
Or can you actually ride in the fairway?
Some are cart path only, but the thing about Milwaukee County courses, not that many of them have golf cart paths.
That's true.
So you can only go many ways. Yeah.
Only a few of them do. So
that's a good point.
Yeah,
and
so
they don't have those super fancy carts that yell at you when you're in the spots.
No.
See, and that's also a level for me. Even though I love going on a course that I'm not supposed to be on, that's one of the key indicators of I can't drive up a little bit closer, and you're going to yell at me where I'm at. This place might be a little too nice for me.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Maybe I need to go back over to Whitnell Park and get back into a comfortable spot.
Love Whitnell Park, by the way, but they're not allowing carts right now. The Rangers will come after you at some of these courses around here now.
They're not allowing carts yet?
At Whitnell, yeah. Well, Whitnell has a lot of low spots.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah, so that
goes up and down. You're definitely needing a cart for that one.
Right.
I give Dolph credit playing a round of golf on April 9th.
Yeah, but 58 degrees this afternoon.
Yeah. Well, hey, more power to you.
Will you throw the gloves on in between shots, or will you just put it into the pouch and have it warmed up?
The gloves will stay on. I got the winter gloves, which are basically not much different than the summer gloves, but they are a little bit thicker. Keep your hands a little warmer. I don't think I'll need those today.
Are you a 2-glove golfer, Dolph?
Only in the winter. Only when it's really cold.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't understand why more people aren't 2-glove golfers. You grew up playing baseball and softball, man. You wear 2 gloves.
I actually, the first time I went out golfing to a golf lesson that I had when I was a kid, I wore my batting gloves. Now, I've been mercilessly laughed at certain times in my life. I don't know one beat that moment when I busted out the Rawlings batting gloves to be able to line up at the first tee when I was 5 years old over there in Muskego Lakes. That was a B rating that I probably deserved.
You have the helmet on too?
I thought about it. No, I thought about it. But
did you dig in on the tee box?
I put the hand up to signal time. I didn't know what the problem was.
Yeah, sometimes the golf world gets a bit pretentious, doesn't it? I mean,
I'm not a good enough golfer where it wouldn't matter if I wear a glove or not, so I just don't.
Right. Oh, I like that.
Just let it go au naturel.
Yeah. I don't want to get the blisties. These hands don't do a lot of manual labor. You know what I'm saying?
That's the problem.
So,
yeah.
I like a good callus. Come on. Billy, you're in the weight room. You wearing gloves, the fingerless gloves to, protect you like that knurled bar in your hand?
No, but you better believe I had as much baby powder and chalk in my hands. These babies are soft mitts, Drew. I got to make sure that I'm ready if I ever do get a 5-yard out. I had to make sure that I was ready to catch the rock if that ever ended up happening. And I just got to make sure that I protect these sons of guns because I'm always just trying to swing through the ball and trying to hit it as hard as possible. So I'm gripping that bad boy.
Rip it.
By about hole 4, there might be some blood because of how if I don't have a glove on there.
Yeah, I used to be like that as well, but then I decided,
started playing well.
Oh yeah, well,
right,
for me.
Now, in all your softball days, were you Johnny Tryhard sliding in shorts guy?
I was at the beginning of my career until I was picking rocks out of my legs in the showers.
Yeah.
Because we're not playing on Major League Baseball infields here. You know what I'm saying? And then I decided no more of that. So I think at like 30 years old, I stopped sliding altogether.
You learn quickly. It's like, all right, am I going to do this? Like I'm going to slide in a softball game. It's a tournament. And then you get that raspberry on your leg.
Yeah.
And if it's a tournament and it's all caked in dirt and you go have a couple of pops afterwards, you go to bed and wake up and the sheets are stuck to your wound.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is not good.
And it's going to ooze for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I never wore pants when I played softball, just shorts. And because of that, I'm not sliding.
No.
Yell at me if you want. I'm going to work tomorrow and I'm going to feel good about it.
I am not sliding. Yes. That is, I think that's a sign of adulthood when you give up that. I don't need to slide here.
Yeah, I think it was my third softball game as about a 24-year-old, the youngest guy in the league, and I did a head first slide.
Oh.
And I was like, yeah, you know what? That's never going to happen again. That's never going to happen again.
Sign me up for the broken wrist, please.
100%. Just gouges all through your forearm. Like,
if it wasn't for guys like you, our friends at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin wouldn't be as busy as they are.
Correct.
But they got room for you. orthowisconsin.com. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
Just trying to keep Dr. Bond and Company in business.
And when I first started in Milwaukee, I was in the media league with this. We played in the media league up at Dyer Park on the northwest side, and that was some heated softball, man. But I can't tell you how many guys, especially in April and May, were pulling hammies or groins or
all the time
in that league.
Yep.
Yeah, it was vicious.
Snipers everywhere.
I didn't get a chance to see it, but I feel like I was at just about every game for how many stories I hear from Armin about the media softball league.
Did Armin play for TMJ4? Is that who he played for?
TMJ Radio.
Yeah.
Feels like
had a building. Yeah.
Feels like something that might need to get rekindled.
And that's where, the old story about when Herb Cole and Bud Selig were growing up in the Sandlot and they had a championship game. And it was the whole neighborhood was going to come watch their two teams play. They were like 10, 11, 12.
Mm-hmm.
Selig shows up with like a 6'4" guy who hadn't been with him all year. And he had, and they talk about Herb says that Bud cheated and brought in a ringer. It's like, the kid just moved into the neighborhood, whatever. That's what happened in the media league. All of a sudden there were production assistants who had just gotten off of like college football guys, like D1 athletes, like, oh yeah, he's a custodian. Yeah.
We were in the championship game almost. I only played 3 or 4 years before I decided to have fun in softball and play with my buddies instead. But we were in the championship game every year, and it was always against KLH Laser at that time, and now they're Hawk. And it was funny. Neither team had more than 4 or 5 employees that actually worked.
Nope. It metastasized. Everybody's trying to win. And
we had a dude named Nick who drove a truck for Coca-Cola who hit moonshots to right field that are probably still going. But he apparently was a V100 employee in our building here. He never stepped foot in this.
Never been in here.
No.
Exactly. It got like everything else, got competitive. And
what time you on? Overnights.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, he's our overnight guy. He's got to get to work. He can't go to the bar. He's got to get to work.
Asleep. You can't listen anyway.
And what's funny is that the guys that didn't work here were the biggest. Some of them were the biggest hotheads and were causing trouble. And
the Bucks had a team in that league too.
They did.
Bucks,
show off.
PR guys and stuff.
The Bucks. We had a team. It was KLH.
Laser.
Lot 18 to 24.
Mm-hmm. They were always in it.
KB played for Konecki and Heineken, the advertising agency. Yeah, it was 8 teams. You didn't really not a lot of rhyme or reason to it.
No, and then I think
sounds like something that's got to
the
get
whole
rekindled.
thing. Did it implode when Vince Vetrano landed the helicopter and showed up in the helicopter from Channel 4?
I remember that happening. No, I believe it went on after that. I don't know when it stopped. I mean,
he got suspended for that, by the way. He was doing like some report on a traffic or an accident or something, and then he had the helicopter land at Dyer Field and drop him off. It's a great entrance.
Pulled a James Franklin. I think that's a winner.
Yeah,
total James Franklin.
Yeah, he got put on the 2-week suspension list for that. It was fun. That. I mean, Needles we played against them, Channel 12 Needles forever. You never played?
No, I was always covering ball games. I was
That's true. You were working.
Yeah, always working during that time. Oh, memory lane. Dolph, thanks for joining us. Badger hockey today. So when you get done with your round, you'll be turning on the Frozen 4.
Yeah, 4:00, right? Puck drop.
Better believe
Dakota
it.
Fighting Hawks.
Fighting
I always
Hawks.
call them
that's
the
right.
Sioux.
The Sioux. They're not the Sioux anymore.
They're not the Sioux. Since
Got it.
2012, they've been the Fighting Hawks.
All right. Good to know.
Not nearly as good. However, let's, as our friend Corey said, beat those wagon burners from North Dakota.
Oh, my. It's a beautiful thing.
Wow.
It's a beautiful thing. Thanks, Dolph.
Thanks, guys.
Halftime's over. Let's make our adjustments. Let's have an Uncrustable and an orange slice, and we'll get back at it. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
that's the game. That defense, so not sharp on defense, but again, guys, we're 4 of our top 6 hitters are not playing. You know what I mean? Contreras and Terang, Vaughn and Churio. You got 4 of your top 6 not playing. You know you're going to be in for it, and you got to make those plays defensively. Keep yourself close.
Brewers manager Patches O'Houlihan, Pat Murphy, bringing us back. Brewers lose getaway game 5-0 to the Red Sox. They won the opener, lost the next 2. Off today. They will face a 6:40 first pitch tomorrow against the Nationals.
Yeah, good day to lick the wounds, calm down, get back home, and listen, get into a hot tub. I mean, like, warm up after the weekend
After
that they
that,
had.
yeah. Well, who's hot, who's not? Brought to us by Donovan Jorgensen Heating and Cooling. Is it too early to say the Brewers are not hot? They've lost 2 in a row for the first time this season. Right?
I don't know that I was going to throw the entire team in there. Luis Rengifo, $167 average. He was 0 for 4 yesterday. Might be in the not category. I think the hot part, or the not hot part right there, would be the health of the lineup that Murph alluded to right there. You're looking at 4 of their most significant preseason offensive players. Like, if you're going to pinpoint the guys that are going to be producing for you, Jackson Churio, and I mean, we had a guy asking if Andrew Vaughn was going to be a 30-homer guy during the offseason, and he's down for 6 to 8 weeks. Like, on top of Bryce Terang, who is probably one of your best offensive players, and Contreras being out yesterday just for the day. So that lack of health on the offensive side, I don't think it's too surprising that they only came up with 4 hits yesterday. Just a little bit more frustrating than anything.
It is what it is. Who's hot? Who do you got?
Well, who's hot? I'm going to throw Grant Anderson into the mix because, again, he came in yesterday 1 2/3 in a tenuous spot in the game, kept them in the game. They had many opportunities to still win the game after that moment, but an inning in the third, he feels like the full fire extinguisher that the Brewers are throwing out there, and who's thankfully no longer as hot as they were. The Cincinnati Reds caught their first L in 6 games yesterday. Who would be on the hot category as well, Drew? Page 6, because the rumor mill was flowing yesterday, and the conversation was aplenty for the Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel stories. However, she's just working right through it, tweeting right through it. Diana Rossini, an hour ago, putting out a tweet just letting you all know that the NFL has informed its teams about when they could expect to see replacement officials visiting team facilities if a deal is not reached by the NFL next month when the current CBA with the officials, the NFL Referees Association, expires. That tweet has the kids call a ratio watch nowadays.
Oh.
It's got 230,000 views. It's got 730 comments to 280 likes. And if you're
730 to 280,
730 comments, Hunter. That's tweet's been up for an hour. And if you want to go somewhere and get a good amount of laughs out of a comment section, that's one to be able to witness. I have not seen the elephant in the office room with the address me tag underneath it. That's a new meme that I'm going to have to start putting into my repertoire. I've picked up a couple of these. I love the Coldplay concert has just become one where it's like the old Crying Jordan, where we're just swapping out faces on it throughout. But Drew, internet's doing some hell of a good work here today, and I am here for it. I'm just like the guy grabbing the lawn chair out, put that thing down into the grass, and let me watch some of it.
Right. Our friends at Donovan Jorgensen Heating and Cooling bring us who's hot and who's not.
Which, when they're doing their work at the house, I'm also just watching. I'm not getting involved.
No doubt.
They've been in business for over 40 years for a reason. They're employee owned. They know a lot more about HVAC than I'll ever know. So I'm going to let them do the work. DonovanJorgensen.com.
All right. We got a good lather going. Going to finish strong. Got some hardcore Brewers talk coming up because Hunter Baumgart's our Brewers guy, and that's normally what we would do with Hunter on a Thursday. We'll let you know what his schedule is like for today for the Milwaukee's Baseball Tonight program. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. We start with baseball. The Brewers couldn't solve Boston on Wednesday. They lose to the Red Sox 5-0. Rookie pitcher Shane Drowan pitching in his MLB debut after being traded from Boston in the Caleb Durbin deal. He struggled with his command. He walked 4 2 2/3 innings, giving up 3 earned runs.
Not great. Definitely needed better fastball command, but I felt like I did some good things. There's some good cutters, some good breaking balls. Just need to be around the zone a little bit more.
The Brewers are off today. They'll welcome in Washington to American Family Field tomorrow night. Also from the Central on Wednesday, the Cubs beat the Rays 6-2. It was the Reds losing to the Marlins 7-4. Pirates get dumped by the Padres 8-2. The Cardinals beat up on the Nationals 6-1. To basketball, the Bucks slog to the merciful end of their season continued with another blowout loss, this time to the Pistons, 137-111. The final hour of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras.
Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Bill for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 dead. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18 bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We got exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all the board got to do. Let's go out and kick the tail. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Sit out now and make the play.
Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, B hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armin Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Thursday edition, The Huddle, Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin, Drew Olson, Bill Schmid, Hunter Baumgart with us, broadcasting live, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app, streaming live, Facebook, YouTube, and X, until we can figure out how to get on Twitch and LinkedIn. Those are the places to see us right now.
Which ever could be expanding. You never know. We're not going to put those limitations on the Huddle because the Huddle continues to add in new people every single day. But for right now, those are the best places to find us. And also, I keep learning to add in different things on the YouTube stream. Not only subscribe, but then hit the notification tab, because then instantly, whenever we go live, then boom, you get it sent right to your phone. And whenever you want to huddle up, whether that's right away, whether that's after taking a walk through your $2,100 a night bungalow to get up to the beautiful rooftop views, you can then huddle up with us and listen wherever and whenever you want and go all the way back to the beginning so you don't miss a second of Hunter Baumgart being in with us on this beautiful Thursday in the good land.
Brewers off day. Hunter, tell folks about what your schedule is in terms of the Milwaukee's baseball tonight.
Yes, usually it is on the air from 6 to 7 on Thursdays, talking Brewers for an hour every Thursday. But today, the Badgers playing in the Frozen Four, 4 o'clock face-off against North Dakota. So that is going to be airing on Fox Sports 920 in Milwaukee. And therefore, we'll be doing a podcast version of Milwaukee baseball tonight. That should drop around noon on YouTube. Just search Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin and under the baseball pregame show on the iHeart Radio app. Recapping the last week for the Brewers, looking ahead to the weekend. And Matt Arnold was on the show with John Heyman and Joel Sherman. So I'll be spinning through a little bit of that, what he said, talked a little about Churio's injury, talked a little bit about some other guys. So we'll spin through that and look ahead to the weekend. And then we've got the pregame show tomorrow, 5:30 to 6:30. As well.
You guys are around and have gotten the conversations around BP a number of different times. And Hunter, you're there every day. So you get a lot more casual conversations. You'd know this a lot better than I. It seems like Matt Arnold, compared to other GMs that we listen to Brian Gutekunst whenever the 4 times that we get to hear him from throughout a year. Pardon me, 6. Give him some grace.
Yeah.
Now, you guys, though, get like interactions with Matt Arnold on kind of a more daily basis, a more regular basis. Is he as forthcoming? Is he as common as he appears when the microphone's in front? Because I find him to be incredibly honest and open in front of a microphone compared to other GMs that you're going to find.
Yeah. Open, honest, humble. I mean, he's very, he's just, he
actually lets you hear
something.
something. He's actually going to give you maybe a little bit of a something instead of just waste your time for 12 minutes that he's going to be talking in front of the microphone.
Totally. Definitely gives you something. Definitely is, just very, just a humble guy, just kind of an everyday guy that you talk to. You don't get the sense from him that, he thinks too highly of himself. He's obviously really good at his job, and he's been really good at his job for many years. But I really enjoy talking to him because I always learn. It's like Pat Murphy's the same way. I always learn something from these guys, and I appreciate that when I come away from a conversation.
Well, that's like a beers on the table. We need beers on the deck. Or beers on the cooler, Drew, so we can go in and enjoy one of these beautiful Wisco summer nights.
Absolutely, in a Wisco jersey.
A Wisco jersey, a Wisco summer night with just a couple of clean Wisco guys. Janie and Appleton did double down. She goes, Drew, you beat me to the punch. Wisco's just stupid. I have my old City Connect. I don't think I'll buy this one. But also she said, I don't think. And that's where I am. I want people to see, because 9 a.m. today, we're going to get the next version of the Brewers City Connects. They're utilizing some sweet, cursive Brewers font.
Yeah.
Looked like there was some new font, which I think is interesting. I want to see how that looks on the other gear. But I want us all to give it a chance. Let's give it all a chance, because it can't be as weird as the whitewashed, awkward, unflattering image that we got on the leak. I think it's got to look a little bit better. Now, how much better, will be definitely varying, and we will all be able to judge for ourselves. And if Fanatics deserves any leeway, I don't necessarily see it, but I do want the Brewers to get a little bit of leeway here, because I'm excited to see what they end up doctoring up here in the next couple of hours.
Not many people, or I should say, not many people. A lot of people like the City Connects before, the blues and the grill and everything like that.
Yeah, that was a home run.
That was
arguably my favorite one.
There were some people who did not like that, though, and said that looked, more like a softball uniform, or something like that. So there are going to be people who are disappointed in every single jersey or uniform that comes out. That's the society today. But like you said, just give it a chance. See how it looks on the players.
If it's indeed orange, and the Wisco thing.
You just can't look like Bears colors. That's what I was worried about when I first saw it, Drew.
What do we like better? Do you like the Brewers, the old, like the grill, that Brew Crew was fantastic, or the Bucks Cream City look, which I really like?
I really like the Cream City look. Just personal thing, I just don't know that I feel comfortable and confident enough wearing a shirt that says Cream City on it. So I had not purchased that one of it. But I thought the color scheme was phenomenal.
I like that cream color. I'm going to grab some of that when it gets discounted really soon.
100%.
Cream City gear is about to go on sale. I have an in with a discount at the team store, Billy, if you want to go shopping with me.
Now we're talking. Okay.
Get the little double discount.
I also think
shopping with the Huddle.
But their second run at the Cream City, I thought was better than their first.
I agree.
Right. So you get used to this. You get better at it. The grill part was hard to top. I'm also interested to see if they don't, they should be utilizing then more that logo with the state and the block M. I think the M with the state and the baseball down in Milwaukee, I think that's an underutilized. If that's what you're going to tap into for the state's team, let's throw
you're
that
talking
on
82 jacket patch.
For sure. Yes.
Yeah. Maybe that could be the hat.
Ooh. Hunter.
Okay, Hunter. Okay, now you're on to something. Now this could be something that we like a little bit more.
So just 9 a.m. Give it a chance. See what it looks like.
I don't know if that is indeed as orange as it looks. I'm just like, what? The Pios, Carroll University.
Where does the orange come from?
Platteville.
Yeah.
I am now a sunrise guy, right? And we talk about that. That's my thing. I go outside and see a little bit of the sunrise. I don't know that we see enough orange sunsets that it could be
it is a sunset. You're right. It probably is a reference to the sunset, because a lot of their teaser videos have been sunsets on lakes.
It's been sunsets on a lake.
Yeah.
So they're going full Northwoods.
Yeah.
Which I'm interested in. I'm ready to celebrate the beautiful lakes that we have here. We're already taking the state of hockey from Minnesota today when the Badger boys go off and get it. Pardon me, Badger men go off and get a massive dub against the Fighting Hawks of North Dakota and then beat the Wolverines or the Pioneers of Denver in the national title. So we take the state of hockey. We already have more lakes and better lakes than Minnesota. I just don't. Drew, you and I are both getting caught up on the same thing. It's the Wisco thing and it's the orange. I don't know exactly why we're putting orange into it, but are we going to get like the full descriptor? Because they'll explain to us what this exact version of orange is and how it ties into the beautiful tapestry of an Eagle River sunset through the chain of lakes or whatever they end up coming up with. I'm excited to hear how they're able to wash it around.
Yeah, I mean, looking back and I'm looking at that leaked photo, if it is true, it's not fully orange. The Wisco isn't fully orange. It's like faded orange.
It's fading
like sunset,
in. Yeah.
Reference. But again, these photos are not great. So
just
like
a very unflattering picture.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like it's
as somebody that knows, picture depends on the angles.
It does.
I mean, the camera, they say, can add 10 pounds. It can also, drop your rating quite a bit if we're not giving it a proper light. So I'm excited to see what they fire up here with. But more importantly, I'm excited to see how they're able to fire in against the Washington Nationals because it's a nice little 6-game series that you're getting. Big weekend for the kids coming up this weekend at American Family Field when they're giving away a wiffle ball bat on Sunday.
That's popular.
That'll be a hard one to top for the folks going into American Family Field coming up this weekend.
That's going to be pretty cool.
Ooh, and our friend Boss Dobler said he's going to see Cooper Pratt play this weekend.
Ooh, in
Nashville? In Nashville. The Sounds are off to a heck of a start rolling through so far.
Yeah, I'm wondering when the Brewers are going to raid their roster the way the Preds do the Admirals roster. Little reverse for you.
Because the Robert Gasser was phenomenal in his first outing. Now, was it just more of a lining up thing, you think, Hunter, as to why Drowan got the call yesterday for the debut instead of Gasser potentially?
So it sounds like Gasser's dealing with a little bit of tricep soreness, so they're taking it a little slower. He's going to do a side session, I believe, maybe even today, and it's nothing major from what Pat Murphy said yesterday, but they just want to be cautious early in the season. So that is why he has not pitched again and likely why he didn't get the call for that game.
Okay.
That's why we have to get the injury report from our friend
Hunter. Yeah. Orthopedic Associates Wisconsin. Yes. OrthoWisconsin.com.
You mentioned the Nationals.
Johnson Creek.
Yes. You mentioned the Nationals, by the way.
Yes.
They've scored the second most runs in the NL, and they are 4-8. So that shows how their pitching has been.
Not good.
Season. Not great.
Wow.
Not great.
Yeah.
Because they got some exciting bats, not only
they've
Weimer
scored the most
start.
and let up the most. So or scored the second most and let up the most.
And Murph, like, it wasn't excuse territory, but it is something you got to calibrate in. That the Brewers start has been promising, given that they were been without Vaughn and Churio.
Yeah, last year it was all about the pitching injuries, right? It was how they were, you had the Elvin Rodriguez and the Tyler Alexanders of the world in your starting rotation. This year, they went out and had to get a Luis Matos who was designated for assignment by the Giants, or having some of these guys play a little more deeper in your bench. A Blake Perkins who started at AAA. We know what Blake Perkins can do, but there was a reason they didn't have him on the opening day roster originally, right? So these guys are having to play a little more. And without those guys, it's like you said, it's not an excuse, but it is a reason for at times. And again, really, this offense was red hot through the first 10 games. It's really only the last couple that you've seen this really take shape as far as this team not being able to produce with as much of their bench players in as they have. But it sounds like Bryce Terang dealing with a little tendonitis in the ankle and foot area, but he expects to be back in the lineup tomorrow night. That'll obviously give you a boost. And it's, 2 of your 4 losses are when Bryce Terang's been out of the lineup. So clearly that is a significant part of your team.
Yeah. And again, you don't want to say him not having a hit in 2 games is cause for concern, but he didn't have a hit in back-to-back games. Right. Then sits down for 2 games. You wonder how long the little tendonitis was nagging him. You hear tendonitis and immediately though that flares me up.
Oh, no doubt.
That's going to be one that you're like, okay, let's make sure that we can potentially sit an additional 3 days.
Yeah.
If we can put that away for the entire year, because he's somebody that you just can't be losing for a significant amount of time.
He said he first started feeling it in spring training. So this has been going on for a little while and you don't want it lingering.
All right. So I'm wondering if I was a candidate for freezing cold takes when I said that based on my experience, like Jake Bauers, the hottest guy in spring training, would go cold quickly because that's usually what happens, right? Yeah. Well, he started out really hot, hit a couple homers in the first week of games. He was 6 for 19 with 5 runs scored, 2 homers, 4 RBI in his first 19 at bats. In the subsequent 18, he's now 1 for 18.
Eesh.
And scuffling, and he's like the mayor of Slump City now.
Yeah, and that's the tough part.
And he was playing a lot. I mean, he was getting some regular ABs, started opening day and stuff. But now he's gone cold, which, I guess you got to expect. The hottest guy in spring training is usually the coldest guy in April, and vice versa. Garrett Mitchell couldn't buy a hit in spring training.
Yelich too.
Yeah, Yelich too. And then the lights went on and they got hot.
And for Bowers, you mentioned it, Drew. He's playing a ton. You also wonder if like that ends up catching up to you. We thought about it maybe with Gary Sanchez, a limited run. What do you have? 5 bombs last year. He's got 3 already for the Brewers this year. But you start getting thrust into that role of playing every single day. Who you are is inevitably going to come out. But that is a Jake Bauers tale as old as time. Just wait until the most desperate and necessary time to save a 26-man roster spot, and it's a double and 2 bombs coming up within the next 3 at bats.
I mean, maybe you do see a little more Gary at first, just obviously righty lefty. That's the difference, right? If you're facing a lefty, Gary's probably going to be at first, and then Jake, you lose a little defensively if you go from Jake to Gary, but you probably still see Jake against a righty, just because you don't have a ton of other options right now. And, I don't think you necessarily give up on the guy yet. But like you said, as you go more, if he continues to slump, he'll turn it on at just the right time to keep his spot.
Right at the right time, dude, in the absolute nick of time. But I'm in for seeing more Gary Sanchez whenever possible.
Yeah.
You want to also talk about somebody that looks confident in the plate. Hunter's boy, Garrett Mitchell, was the only player to reach base twice yesterday, so congratulations on that. But Sanchez, it felt like was going to spark a little something there late by drawing a walk when my man couldn't find the zone at all for Boston. That you just need more, and they've had it throughout. It's not like they're scrapping to find this, but he has started to buy into exactly what the Brewers have been able to do, and that's where we've said it a number of different times. It feels like, guys, when they do drop a couple of these games. They got out Brewers yesterday in the last 2 games where all the walks came across to bite them, and all of the walks ended up being really the difference, definitely on Tuesday night when Miz was going.
You mentioned Miz there, and this was a great text that came in while I was doing the social media pregame show yesterday. We did it just on YouTube and stuff. But Rhonda in the 715 texted this. I thought it was really interesting. Watching Miz reminds me a little bit of watching Favre in his prime. When he's on, he's lights out, but when he's off, it can get a little ugly. But he's getting better and can go longer than he did, so I'm very hopeful. But isn't that an interesting comparison? And I kind of right? Like where he can be really good, but then it can just go completely off the rails and kind of that wild card where he has this really top-end talent. But then on the other side of that, there is that ugly side at times. With Favre, it was the interceptions, and with Miz so far, it's the walks and the loss of control.
Yeah, because it seems to be hard to be able to pull back, right? It appears that once he can lose it, Drew, that and kind of like when the reins were off of Favre, that there needed to be that moment where Holmgren had Mario J. Get the other quarterback ready. Oh, no, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, just wait a minute. He's got to know he's up right now. There does feel like they're learning some of that with Miz, where it's like, all right, we see how excited he is. All right, now go calm him down, because we do have to figure out how we're going to locate here for the next couple of pitches. Once he loses it, it feels like it's hard for him to regain some of that control.
Absolutely. 877-794-1973. Hit us with your thoughts as we're moving forward today. We're due for our hero of the day, Billy. Start studying.
Okay.
Our hero of the day.
Well, some people are saying that it might have to be Vinny after you told that story about him landing a chopper on the field. That's a pretty good one here.
That's a pretty good one.
But our friend, as you look through the number of different places, the real heroes of the day could be the Badger men's hockey team.
Yeah.
Not only because Ben Dexheimer and the boys have an opportunity to win the national title for the first time since 2006, but as Carl Winter TV pointed out on X yesterday, Drew, only one school has ever won the men's and women's hockey national championships in the same year. The aforementioned 2006 for Wisconsin. Badger women have already done their part. 20 years later, we're 2 wins away from the Badger men being able to do the exact same thing and celebrate properly. We have a good video from the women's celebration. I got to assume the celebration in Vegas is going to be pretty fun. So let's just make sure we focus in, boys. We got 120 minutes. We got 60 here tonight to skate, to be able to get yourself and earn yourself that chance on Sunday or Saturday to party like no other. Heroes are all over the place, Drew, though. All over the place.
All over the place.
And I see the current electric superheroes all over the place, because you can't miss those Call Current trucks that are driving around the crack of a bat, cleaning off your grill after a long winter, spending some more time outside. They're all beautiful things, just like the Badgers being able to hopefully win here today in the semifinals of the Frozen Four would be a beautiful thing. But spring storms, not a great thing. They're happening all over the place. If the power goes out in your home for any length of time, I think we had some people that may have learned that this weekend. It's not only the medicine and food in your refrigerator, that sump pump in your basement not running is going to be a problem. And the out-of-pocket costs can really start stacking up. So callcurrent.com is the place to get ahead of the game. Current Electric offering a free home generator assessment to give you some peace of mind this spring. Free assessment. Check them out. Callcurrent.com.
We are in the huddle. We're in the home stretch as well of not just the show, but the week. I will admit, a little groggy this morning. I felt like today was a Wednesday, because usually Wednesday's groggy day.
Yeah,
today has been groggy.
This one does. It is one that you got to dig up out of, because we're also the malaise of a 2-game losing streak. Drew.
Right.
We haven't had to deal with this.
But we're going to rally and be ready when the puck drops for the Badgers. We will talk about that as we move forward. You're listening to The Huddle on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
We're underway here in the opening period. The Badgers and Spartans in the rubber match. The winner goes to the Frozen Four. To the right dot, looking, shooting, put it low, left hand save made by Augustine, picked up Dexheimer. Here's a chip shot by Horbach, steps in right wing. Horbach again, his shot to the chest of Augustine. Necessary for Adam Nightingale's squad. Off the draw, Badgers score. Finley, he fired that one from the high slot. Didn't react right away, but it hit pipe and in past Augustine. Now 2-on-1 for the Spartans to our right. Medisto. Oh, big Wampler save made by Hauser. Dubinsky shot that was partially blocked. Went in front. Here's Osborne. And he scores! Luke Osborne with 4:47 left. And Wisconsin still has life in Worcester. Low right, backside, open Fitzgerald. What a save, rebound! Morrissey scores! Morrissey scores! We are tied at 3! Tiernan shouting, Finley right behind him. Morrissey roughed up, the Badgers hold his own. Dexheimer shoots one, score! Badgers score! But Dexheimer from out high right! It skipped off traffic past Trey Augustine! Oh, I can't believe this! It feels so good to finally say it again! Wisconsin is going to the Frozen Four!
Goosebump montage from the Badger Hockey social media accounts. Our buddy Brian Posick bringing it to you. Badgers against the Fighting Hawks.
Sure, yeah.
Dakota this afternoon in Vegas, 4 o'clock puck drop. I'm looking forward to that. Going to be a nice little mix of Masters and puck.
Yes, and Drew, it'll be nice to get a little bit of a wake up and a speed. It'll be a quick, sudden change, right? You're going from the slow, the tapestry, and the pacing of Augusta National, and the patrons enjoying a pimento cheese here as the friends enjoy some beautiful scenery and sounds.
I like Billy Masters.
But all of a sudden, then quickly, it's going to flip to forechecking all over the place and slap shots. We're going to quickly pick up the pacing. So your eyes are going to have to adjust. Might be one of those moments to go and enjoy a little bit of early moments before a beautiful Wisco sunset. Lakes of beautiful Duck Lake near Eagle River off the Hiawatha. And back to the slap shots at the Hockey Hall of Fame in Eagle River. It's going to be a lot of pacing and a lot of sunshine. So I'm excited for this Thursday afternoon that we're going to have on Friday, Junior.
Billy and Hunter teaming up on a mashup of the day.
When I saw Hunter,
we just gave our superhero of the day award because you guys would have been it.
Drew, when I saw Hunter have both hands on the control board, I could see he was ready to roll.
Yes.
I'm glad
my
that we
favorite place to be.
There.
It's just, oh yeah, we're so ready to do a little DJ mix there for
My
you.
goodness, man. People say it's like riding a bike. Well, it's like riding a unicycle, and Hunter just jumps right back on like Red Panda and got 2 bowls up on the head. That was tremendous stuff. Thank you.
That was fun.
Fantastic.
Thank you for that. That was fun.
Good times.
877-794-1973 gets you to the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. Yeah, that Badgers game, I won't say it's unexpected that they're at the Frozen Four. It's refreshing to have them back.
Yeah. Yes.
And give us something. And then they've had, and we talked to Mike Hastings about it, they've had that week off, to kind of get all the family stuff ready, and because they didn't want to compete against the men's Final Four. It was it's kind of a wild thing.
You said it, and I thought it was well stated of like, it's almost the lead up to the Super Bowl where you get the week off. And I thought he was, he caught it pretty well. And I thought it clearly is what they're trying to do, and treated it like a lot of teams treat that week off before the Super Bowl. Get a couple of days to get your body back and get everything taken care of. Right? Get as many of your family members out there, figure out where everyone's going to stay, know when you're going to be able to have 45 minutes of family time, get all of that situated, and then lock in to be able to play the games by about Wednesday or Thursday. They're probably back onto the ice skating and getting ready for the prep. So, because there's so much to it, and we see it with obviously any massive championship event, but also, with these guys getting paid now, like there's probably more expectations from the folks that are in their own inner circle of like, hey, so where are you putting us? Well, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know where you're going, but here are the tickets that you can purchase from me if you would like them. Like so there's a lot of conversations you got to get out of the way, get those done, get ready to calibrate. And Hastings being there before, I wonder if he's able to play off some of those experiences in a positive light.
I would think so. 877-794-1973. Aaron from Fond du Lac on the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. What TV channel will the Badgers hockey game be on tonight? Well, tonight is a bit of a stretch doing some work there because it's at 4 o'clock.
True.
So
they're the
this
first game of the doubleheader.
afternoon, evening, and it'll be on ESPN2, and then the championship game will be on ESPN.
And by the way, you can listen in Milwaukee on Fox Sports 920 and then in Madison on 1310 WIBA. So you're set either way for that game.
Or if you are outside of the listening area, you should probably also be able to. Otherwise, make sure that you go and tap in on the Varsity app.
Yes.
The Varsity app, absolute weapon. And you'll be able to fire it back up there and get the Posick call. And when we talk about it with Matt LePay, it's even like that'll sync up to the television almost instantaneously. Like, so that both apps going to be a weapon here to be able to get the hometown call. Not going to say anything about the broadcast because, I mean, they're probably going to be awesome. But Brian Posick's call is always going to be a little better. So you get a little bit of that hometown flavor, that hometown feel into the championship semifinal. Getting presumptuous here. Rolling into the championship on Saturday because we have to have something else to do on Saturday.
Indeed. Something to do.
And for as much as, Drew, we've looked at this Thursday as the start off and startup of the Masters tournament at Augusta National. We're getting a little bit of peaks here behind the curtain. I have not seen. There's like 8 channels that golf's going to be on this weekend.
Yeah. So you mentioned Prime earlier. They have the first 2 hours from, well, I don't know if it's the first 2 hours, but it's noon to 2 today. They have 2 hours today and tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
It says leading into ESPN's coverage. Now, I don't know exactly because I know they've been teasing the tee times all morning on ESPN, and it says on ESPN Plus they're starting coverage. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so behind
Plus,
the paywall, you can watch now.
Correct. At 7:45, which is in 12 minutes, and then at 2, ESPN takes over coverage. But from noon to 2, you can get a sneak peek on Prime Video. Do you think they have Al Michaels on that one?
Oh, good call.
They probably should. They might have Travis Kelce instead of Jason.
That's true too.
But I'd say this: all the griping and moaning and complaining we had about where to watch the Brewers, at least they were only on one channel.
Correct.
At least the entire game was on one channel. We were worried about trying to figure out how you're going to watch it today. 3 different flips you're potentially going to have to make here today. That'll make your head spin a little bit.
That will.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
12 to 2 on Prime.
I just saw the tweet of the day, a Pirates fan account. What do you need to know about Connor Griffin's 9-year, $140 million contract with the Pirates? He is signed through 2034. And then there's a picture of former Pirate Bobby Bonilla signed with the Mets through 2035.
Wow. Not even Connor Griffin has longer than Bonilla.
Not even Bobby Bonilla Day. It's not even July 1st, and we're getting Bobby Bonilla slander in these parts.
No kidding. And I'm glad. And the only person happier about the Bobby Bonilla contract than Bobby Bonilla and sports radio guys to be able to bring that up every July 1st might be like Ryan Braun. Because doesn't Brawny get almost more money every July 1st on the deferral than even Bonilla does? And he's like, hey, nobody's even bringing it up for me. I like this. Let's keep all looking at Bonilla's money that he's getting for that deferred contract. Because the Brewers were one of the first ones locally that also jumped on that. I know Leroy talked about it a number of times when he adjusted his contract way back when they signed Favre to the first $100 million contract. Think about that first $100 million contract in the NFL. Now guards are getting paid nearly $100 million, but the adjustment was there. Thought about deferred money. Brewers found the deferred money, and they're not spending Ohtani deferred money, but Braun's got himself some fat pays that are coming up there on those July 1st days as well.
$1.8 million each July 1st through 2031.
It's not a bad living.
Yeah. So you think about he's the 2011 contract extension. Really 20-year commitment to paying Ryan Braun money.
And if you look, and I thought of when we see the Cooper Pratt contract that came out yesterday and all the different little intricacies of the 8-year, $50 million that can turn into a 10-year. Drew, all I could go back to was that day at Fenway Park on a Saturday when they interviewed Brawny, and he signed almost an identical contract, right? Wasn't it like 8 years at 45 or 8 years 54? He said, not much you can't buy with $45 million. Might just about anything. Well, make $100 million on your next contract, and then we'll find some more stuff that we can start buying.
Yeah, really.
Change that adjustment
What
quick.
an all-time classic. 877-794-1973. Get your final thoughts into us. Getting ready to slide down the back of the dinosaur. I am very much looking forward to Frozen 4 this evening. In fact, Hunter, do you got a little clip from Mike Hastings to get us fired up from the presser yesterday?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's hear one. Let's hear what Coach had to say, because he was really good with us the other day, coming out of that.
When he gave us
coming out of Worcester, which was not a garden spot for him.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know that I ever have to go back there and enjoy the vacation. But when he dropped that we got 2 thirsty fan bases, Drew, I knew that was going to be a fun 20 minutes. So when he fired that in the first 5, I knew we were going to enjoy our conversation with Coach.
Yeah, if you missed that interview, check it out, Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin YouTube page with Coach Mike Hastings. But here is his opening statement at the presser yesterday.
Yeah, it's, you know what? You start a season and everybody asks a question, where's the Frozen Four going to be? And I'd tell you as early as 4 weeks ago, I didn't know if we'd be here, but we found a way to get here. And obviously we're here with 3 of the premier programs in college hockey. We're excited to be here. All 4 teams have earned it, which you have to do at this time of the year. And you know what? I haven't done much. We touched down yesterday, got settled. The guys were able to get a little bit of their own time. And then from breakfast on, it's been marching orders, not from me, just to make sure that we're getting everything done before that puck drops tomorrow. So we're excited about it. I want to thank the Vegas Knights and them allowing us to be in this building, the city of Las Vegas, and we're extremely excited about it.
Oh, so it's being played at the Vegas Knights Arena, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
cool.
they're playing it down at T-Mobile, which again for the patrons, for the folks that are going to the event, I contend there's not a better placement of an arena in the country. Like you are right in between New York, right over to Park MGM. You can get across the street to MGM instantly. And the flow in, like you think the little Deer District area, they got a massive just common area where they'll throw merchandise tents out. And they host a ton of big time events. Obviously UFC and like big boxing stuff.
iHeartRadio music festivals.
But yeah, come on, hit that bell, Drew. That's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
You better get a quarter zip for that. That is unreal.
Give me the employee parking spot. I'll take Armin's spot. Now that he's not here. Employee of the month parking.
I was gonna say either that or the ones up front they write in chalk. But like you have the chance to be at one of the better venues and one of the more exciting spots. I've been there for a couple of different Vegas Knights games. If they have the same game night entertainment rolling on here, that the Golden Knights do, you're gonna be wanting to watch it about 3:45 because that show is almost better than anything else you're gonna see in Vegas. I did see a picture or a video. We got correspondence from our guy Armin yesterday, Drew. Now I don't know that it was our full, maybe our friend that we follow on Instagram who is always in the building. There were a couple of spectators of the Wayne Newton show that Armin went to yesterday.
Armin went to the Wayne Newton show?
Armin went to the Wayne Newton show.
Of course he did. I bet he had a little cold too. Sorry, I apologize. My voice is raspy. I've had a cold. He's been using that excuse for 30 years.
Yeah. So he enjoyed the Wayne Newton show, and the 2 individuals in front of him. I can't believe I didn't screen record the video. It was a huge miss on me. But he had it. They were watching on a little phone there, propped up of. It appeared to be like a live video of the Rhino. I mean, like there were 2 guys that were sitting there in Vegas. So you never know what you're going to see in Vegas. This week, tonight, we get to see elite hockey. There, you might be seeing 2 guys doing people say double screening is the right way of watching shows nowadays. So they were waiting for Wayne Newton to come up, and they just split right in between. And Armin had just the perfect viewpoint of what appeared to be a solo act. That these guys were enjoying watching in public. A hell of a Vegas trip that you're going to find. You never know what you're going to see in that city.
Great moments in Vegas. My goodness. All right. When we come back, our Wake and Bake story brought to us by happyplacehemp.com. We will spin through that. Check those guys out. Rob and Chris probably listening to us right now, making the best CBD products you'll find anywhere. We've got that. We'll tie up any loose ends as well as we get ready for a Brewerless Thursday. But we've got the Masters and we've got hockey.
And we got Wisco Sunsets, baby.
We're doing all right. Yeah, that's true. Billy's got an appointment at the team store. Don't get in his way. This is the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Continuing the huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app. Drew Olson, Bill Schmidt, Hunter Baumgart in the chair for Armin Sarian today and tomorrow. You back with us tomorrow?
Dave is back tomorrow.
All right, we get the lanky lefty back tomorrow.
Yes.
Let's go.
Good to know. Good to know. We get through our show in the morning with energy drinks. Billy's got a little coffee going, maybe a breakfast burrito, a lot of performance enhancers. You know what the hottest performance enhancer is, Billy? It's peptides.
Ooh, you were learning about some of that stuff yesterday, huh?
Yes, indeed. I stopped by Game Day Men's Health talking to my pal Sarah about it, and it is the hottest thing because you hear people talking about it at the gym. You hear people of all walks of life, all sizes, and I didn't realize, like, you say peptides, and your mind immediately goes to like the Ozempic, Wegovy, the Charles Barkley, the GLP-1s, but there's all kinds of different cocktails and peptides. It's the new frontier. And Game Day Men's Health, like if you take some stuff that you buy on the dark web or even at a GNC, you're not getting the real stuff. And some of it might be unregulated and you don't know what the ingredients might be. Some of it might be synthetic. Not the case. Game Day Men's Health, it's the place. If you're curious about peptides and you've been hearing about it, there's articles everywhere. There's this Wolverine stack that people are talking about. That's you build muscle and lean out.
I heard DeRosa talking about it yesterday.
Yeah, it's Ozempic, but you don't lose muscle mass as part of it. So they've developed the science is there. And if you like to check it out, GameDayMen'sHealth.com. I'm telling you, sign up for that consult. They'll do a blood draw. They'll walk you through whether you can benefit from any of their therapies. But they are among the leaders now in the hormone game and in the peptides. And I got a little scoop that it's Game Day Men's Health, but the men's part, they may be expanding and offer a line of products and services for women in the not too distant future.
Well, so, beautiful. Okay. So then you
can make sense because, female health in terms of hormone replacement and stuff has been a booming business for years. But on the men's side, people are just looking into these peptides and there's stuff I can take to help enhance my life and make my workouts better, make me recover better from injury. All that stuff is there. Visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Find a clinic near you. Go in for a consult. Easy. Couldn't be easier. Nice people, and they can help change your life. GameDayMen'sHealth.com.
I still think that there's a certain group of potentially our listeners or, Americans and people that hear anybody use the term hormones, and they're like, well, that's something my wife has. Well, no, actually,
exactly.
Human beings have, and to be able to regulate and understand. And when the science is sciencing like it is right now, Drew, it's hard to not want to at least understand what's available because there's a lot of good stuff.
No doubt.
Right
and
now.
When we talk performance enhancers after the show, HappyPlaceHemp.com's got us
Favorite
covered.
One.
The Drift Seltzer, the Drift Gummies, the Power Pack 50 milligram Delta 8 gummies.
Yes, that's
fantastic.
Sweet spot.
Sleep aids for us. They make a whole line of products. You can check them out at happyplacehemp.com. And Rob and Chris, longtime listeners of the program, they make everything that they sell, and they're the best products you can get anywhere. And you can buy them with the code HUDDLE for 25% off in person or online. If you order online, you get free shipping with the code HUDDLE, 25% off and free shipping at happyplacehemp.com. Billy, what's our wake and bake story today?
So there were a couple of different spots I thought that we could probably go with our wake and bake story here of the day, because let's be honest, we've been enjoying a number of different stories on this Diana Rossini one that probably would have worked out. But this one comes from Golf Balling and was retweeted by one of Armin Sarian's favorites, Darren Ravel.
Okay.
You almost have to figure out if you take a Drift Seltzer, if you believe this or not. But I'm going to let you put it out. I'm going to put it out there and let you figure out where this ends up rolling, because it is Grok certified here online. In 1994, a shopper picked up at a Toronto thrift store what he thought was just a regular green jacket for $5, only to discover when he got home that it was a genuine 1950s Masters jacket, which was later sold at an auction, Drew, for $140,000.
Good God, y'all.
It's got the tags inside of the men's shop at Augusta, tailored by the makers of Palm Beach. It's got the Masters logo right there on the side. The little bit of excerpt that you get here on the bottom, the Grok piece, the verify, it says, yes, that the original owner was cut off the The original owner's name was cut out of the Masters jacket, turned up at a Toronto Goodwill in 1994. Augusta National confirmed that it's legit. The 50s era was made by that producer in Augusta, but was never said who it belonged to, likely a member or a champion. Total mystery how it escaped the club, but the finder flipped it into big bucks. So that comes and begs the question. At what point do you move off that? Because once you say, I mean, I can't even count how many folds I have here of my $5 investment. But I mean, man, if he would have held on to this thing once the card game and the memorabilia boost went, he might have been able to sell that for $280,000.
Why can't I find anything good at thrift stores and estate sales?
That's why yesterday when my folks who are coming back from snowbirding asked me to go check something out at their house, like, absolutely, I would. Tooled around there in the basement a little bit. Went through all the different cards and everything I had
in here.
Are you sure none of these are worth $10,000 to $15,000?
Never know.
You sure there's not a PSA 10 in here that I'm sitting on with thousands? Turns out no.
Nope.
Turns out as I decided to painstakingly scan every single one of those baseball cards in there, I think the most I had was a Steve Nash rookie card that I think went up to $3.16.
Love it.
What? That was it. That's all you had. So that's what you get. Congratulations.
Wake and Bake, brought to us by happyplacehemp.com. Check them out. Try the Drift Seltzer. We're going into the weekend. It's Thursday. It's Friday Eve.
I'm telling you that Drift Seltzer is going to be the best grill caddy you've ever had.
It's fantastic. No question about it. Shout out to Rob and Chris. All right. I think we've covered all the bases. One thing we didn't talk about, the story about the proposal about the 5 years of eligibility for the NCAA. We'll get into that. We can dive into that tomorrow a little bit. Tomorrow is another day. Hopefully we'll be talking about a Badgers hockey victory.
I was just going to say, and hopefully another day that we can be in ready for the boys buzzing into the national title game.
No doubt, getting ready for Brewers and Nationals. So it's a Brewer-free day, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be lovely outside. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thanks for getting up early. We appreciate it. Appreciate Hunter Services. David Gasper is back tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow at 5 a.m. on the Huddle.
Peace.